Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 72 of Punching Up Last Stand Media's weekly Nintendo podcast. I'm your host, Brad Ellison. Joining me, I have my two lovely co-hosts. We're going to start with Micah Moriarty this week. Micah, hello, with your little hot dog earrings, looks like.
Yes, well, I'm
Gene
glad you
shakes his
mentioned
head.
that. So I received a wonderful care package from the lore master himself, James Solar, and his lovely wife.
Wow.
They sent me some items. I'm not going to name her because I don't know if I'm supposed to name her, but Mr. and Mrs. Solar.
Mhm.
Not only did they send me these hot dog earrings,
Wow.
I received these hot dog squad socks.
Wow.
All right. And also this hot dog pillow,
Holy moly.
which I'm going to
Damn.
be holding now for the episodes because I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Now I have a nice pillow I can hold the whole time. It helps
That's
with the fidgeties. Yeah. So thank you to the Stolers for
Yeah.
sending me this lovely assortment of hot dog items.
Yes, James is a great lad. He helps me.
Oh, yeah. The lore master.
The lore master, he's helped with some of the bets and stuff, bring up questions. The tiebreaker questions were all done by him. And they were very thoughtful and way too much research went into those questions that I would not do. Like, how many games were shown? And he's like, 300 something, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's way too crazy, James. But thank you. Also, Mr. Gene Park, Washington Post. How are you, dude?
Good. It is Donkey Kong week, so I am
Yes,
once
sir.
again wearing the same Donkey Kong shirt that I wore on my Defining Duke appearance. I have not watched this, but at least I shower every day, unlike Maddie. I saw that Maddie said that in the Sacred Cross Defining
Wait,
Duke
what?
episode.
He doesn't shower every day?
He says that he does, but like last week there were several days where he didn't shower. I'm like,
Whoa, what the hell?
I mean, to be fair.
I mean, it's not going to kill him, but
I'm
a little
I'm
unusual.
saying this as someone who's half white. A lot of the white people I know shower like every other day. Like this is
I
a
know.
known white culture thing. I'm half white. I'm not racist. Don't
Well,
come
I'm
at me.
full
all
white.
right?
All right, Micah. I don't really know that. I don't know anyone like that, I guess, in my life right now. Maybe when you're younger, like kids maybe, or teenagers, just because
Oh,
you're...
kids for
filthy
sure.
kids
But
and
I'm
teenagers.
talking. The thing about this is that it's been multiple, completely separate people who didn't know each other, and they're like, "Yeah, I shower every other day." And the only thing in common they had was that they were all white. So,
Okay.
and
It's
we're
like,
talking men, women, like
Uh-huh.
you know.
Mm.
Like Sam Porter Bridges in Death Stranding.
Yeah.
The first thing he does when he gets in the private room, he doesn't shower, he doesn't wash his face, he just lays down in the bed with all his
Yeah,
blood
that kind of
and
bugs me. I'm like, what are you
blood
doing,
and
Sam?
tar and muck and all this shit, and he sleeps for 8
Dude,
hours.
Yes,
And he wakes up and then he decides to brush his teeth and shower.
Colin mentioned that because so like Sam, I watch him wake up and I was like, why is your face so dirty? And he's like, you can't shower before bed. It's you shower when you wake up. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, so you're laying down just like covered in tar and muck. And he's like, yeah, because literally Sam wakes up but the only thing that was dirty was his face. So
Yeah.
at first it looked like a graphical glitch because he just had like all this dirt just on his face. Only his arms were like pristine.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
It's so disgusting. It's the worst thing about Death Stranding for sure.
That's a funny stereotype. We should make that more popular. White people
Yeah.
don't shower.
Well, I think that stereotype also came because there was a viral tweet a couple years ago where a woman says, "I don't wash my legs ever."
Dude, a guy in our Discord, well, he's no longer in it. He left. He doesn't wash his legs. He says the soap falls down to them. And I was like, wow, they exist. But I'm gonna say that's not even like the craziest thing I've encountered. I dated one of the people who's like, it's gay to wipe your butt. Okay, so like I have definitely seen the horrors
Wow, man.
of this
What?
world.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
See, here's
Gay to wipe
story.
your butt?
Yeah. No, he's like
It's hygiene, bitch.
You know.
Ew, dude. You should have fucking made fun of him into oblivion.
I should have.
Poopy,
instead,
call
I
him poopy
dated
butt.
him for. Instead, I dated him for like 8 years. So,
Micah,
you know,
good lord.
I made poor
You had
decisions in my
no
youth.
self-respect. Sorry, now you're married to Colin, a psychopath, so it all worked
Yeah.
out. He's
No,
very
this
clean.
Here's
True.
according to Know
Maybe a
Your
little too clean.
Meme, but the great Wash Your Legs debate happened in 2019, and like here's
Wow.
this like journalist who says, Sophie Weiner, who says, I don't like using soap on my whole body when I shower, and I don't think I'm gross. I pretty much just wash my face and my armpits with soap, and I shower like once or twice a week. I think it's fine.
Yeah. I'm
That's
sure.
wild, man.
I'm sure the people
That's
around
wild.
you also think it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Colin, who insisted that he showers every day, because it's so hot these days. I'm showering twice a day sometimes. You know?
Oh, dude, exactly. Yeah. When I worked at GNC, we sold that deodorant. I'm saying deodorant in quotes. That was just like a salt crystal. And
Oh yeah.
let me just say, one of my coworkers used it, and that shit did not work.
Those things never
Right.
work, man.
It's like I'm not saying you have to use the aluminum antiperspirant, but like you got to use a scented real deodorant if that's the line you're not going to cross. All
You gotta
right,
do
the salt
something.
crystal does nothing. I'm telling you that. You can say like, no, nobody tells me I stink. I'm fucking telling you, dog, you stink.
You
like
smell,
the salt
man.
crystal deodorant, it's not a thing. It's just salt and it ain't working.
Just like, come on, man. Why do you? I don't want to smell bad. I don't understand how people.
I don't want to smell bad.
I don't want to smell bad. I don't want to irritate anyone. It's just like I don't get it. You want to smell nice. You want to be pleasant to be around. I don't want to be around Micah's ex poopy butt, fucking walking around or whatever. God, take a shower, for Christ's sake. Clean yourself, Jesus.
Wash your legs.
Yeah, I've talked about this before, but I definitely understood the anime fan stereotype when I attended Otakon here in DC.
Oh my
God, yeah.
Or Otakon, and man, like I've literally been to like a garbage landfill before, and it is extremely similar. Like
Yeah, it's because you got like fucking stanky, sweaty, fat people.
Acres of literal garbage versus anime convention, extremely similar. I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy cow.
It's just too much, and you're like in an enclosed area. Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah,
at least the landfill has a breeze.
Exactly.
At least the landfill is open.
But you got running weaves like all over the place, like drifting. You know, like there's like all these currents of wind everywhere in this enclosed space. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, I get it. Not everyone's body odor is created equally or whatever like that, but fucking take care of yourself, man. Take a shower, brush your teeth, use some deodorant, wipe your butt. It's easy.
Start with that. As a minimum, you got to wipe the butt.
That's what you do when you're a toddler. You learn to wipe your butt. Come on, guys.
Yeah, but like you got to say no homo first. You know,
every time
you
your
wipe,
butts,
you gotta hit it with a no homo.
It's so insane. How could someone have that mentality?
Saying that every single time you wipe your butt.
Just like
to
no
nobody
homo.
in particular. You're just in the airport bathroom. It's like, all right, no homo though. And he's like,
Someone will be like, yo, he didn't say it.
You don't have to finger your butt to wash it, okay? You don't have to do that.
Yeah, anyways. I'm actually pissed off at this whole scenario now going on. First of all, that person is filthy. Second of all, Micah, you're a fucking idiot for dealing with that for so long. You learned though.
Do I get any points for saying it was like my first relationship ever? Do I
we
get
all do. I will say we all do dumb things.
You can't control that with your first boyfriend. You don't know. You don't even know what you're looking for, and how could you have known?
I guess this is how men are.
It's not one of the first questions you ask someone on Tinder or Hinge, where you're like, "Hey, do you think wiping your butt is gay? Yes or no?"
Well, that's the thing. Like, okay, dog, if you're telling me like it's gay, it's like I'm like, is it? I don't know. I'm not gonna go ask another dude.
What does your dad think? Does your dad wipe his butt?
I presume so, but I never asked him.
Your dad.
Never asked.
Hey, Dad, you should ask him. Dad's a gay to wipe your butt.
Yeah. You just tell your dad, hey, call him a homophobic slur. It's like, hey, you wipe my butt when I was a kid. Anyways.
God, I'm so mad. We got to move on, man.
Welcome to our Nintendo podcast.
Yeah, this is a Nintendo podcast, by the way. We talk about Nintendo on here eventually. We'll get into it. If you enjoy the show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia if you'd like to support us. You get early ad-free access to this show as well as all of our other shows. If you want some merch, go to laststandmedia.store. You can get some merchandise sent to you by Micah herself over here. Make her work in a sweatshop.
I gotta say that real quick. With the announcement that Constellation, was leaving the lineup, someone had said, "Oh man, I wish I'd gotten, one of the Constellation shirts." And I was like, "Well, they're still here."
Yeah,
they didn't spontaneously combust when the show.
We didn't take them out back and just burn them.
So Constellation shirts and stickers, they're still here. Should you want one?
Still a nice logo. And hey, you just got your own mini Constellation just now. The topic is wiping
hygiene.
Your butt gay.
Yeah, wiping your butt gay. That'd be such a funny topic to see listed.
Wait. Maybe we should bring it back.
Just for that one topic, and that's it.
We figured out the formula. We did it now. We found the right formula for it.
I always wanted to do like a relationship advice segment and have listeners like write in like just like a couple inquiries and like have that be like one of the topics. It's just not something I ever actually did.
Well,
that'd be great.
That would be scary because some of them would start talking about their anime waifu body pillar or something like that.
Yeah, or I don't know if you guys listen to Define and Duke, but maybe you'll get submissions from the My Boyfriend is an AI subreddit. Have you guys heard of that?
No. Is it a bunch of like lonely women? It's incel women who are just addicted to their AI ChatGPT boyfriend.
Oh no!
Go check out the last week's Defining Duke, where I talk extensively about that and even read out some of the submissions.
Damn, that is fucking depressing.
But yeah,
Jesus.
maybe
Let's send Mike over there.
Yeah, like I said, like I think a relationship thing would have worked. A manosphere style podcast, where we just talk about what it's like to be a man.
It's like
I could have some contributions to that. I fix toilets. In my house.
You got that grill. Like you're literally like you're the man in the house. Compared to
you
Colin,
are. You do more masculine things than Colin.
Yeah.
He's been using the ladders a lot recently,
nice.
though. I'm so scared of heights. He's not scared of heights at all. So like. I think he mentioned it that we had an issue with like our smoke detectors and it's because there was water in the attic, a whole thing. But so he goes up to the attic, he sees the leak and he's like, "Oh, can you come up here and look at this?" I was like, "No, because I can't go up the ladder to the attic because I have
you're that afraid of heights. Okay.
Oh, like I freeze. Like I can go up like 2 steps of it and I cannot move."
Dang.
And I was like, "No," I was like, "Take pictures and show them to me." But I was like, "I can't go up there, dude. Like that's not my thing."
Yeah, crazy.
We all have our kryptonite.
We all do. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We briefly talked about this Constellation going away. Micah, what's the plan? Colin streamed yesterday from when we're recording on Monday. So is the plan that he'll be streaming every Monday with people randomly being there, or do we know?
I believe so. I believe Mondays is the day. I don't think we have a like locked in time.
No, we can't, because if I need him for like summon sign or something like that.
So, but I believe like Mondays is going to be the day. And also though, it's like if I feel like we're taking this kind of free form that it's like, well, I mean, like Dustin and Chris could stream together, like Dustin and somebody, so like, and Colin can pop in when he's done with Summon Sign, for example. So like, but I think we're sticking with Mondays, but it's going to be right now with the time flexible because we have to still work in other things.
Yeah, I think we'll see just kind of how it evolves over time.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I mean, I'm really excited for it. I just saw some funny thing. Like one person was like, "I hope it doesn't turn into like Dustin and Brad streaming from a cheesecake factory." And it's like, you're just dialing it up to like 1,000.
You know what?
Did one stream.
We could do that. We could do that. I would do that just to spite them. That would be fun for me.
Spite cheesecake.
Yeah. It's for that one guy complaining.
Well, did you ask your girlfriend if she would go?
No, not yet. Maybe I'll just wait till I get that $100 from you. Then I'll...
You get the $100 when you go to the Cheesecake Factory.
No, I gotta wait for DK to come out or on N64.
Oh, right. Oh, I completely forgot. That's what I had told you.
Yeah. I didn't forget.
Well, I'm good for the money. I'm just not good for memory.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got some write-ins real quick. We're gonna start the show with this from JC Ice. Dear Puncher, speaking of cheesecake, inside Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, you'll find a high-end mall with fancy stores like Tiffany's, Gucci, Versace, as well as fancy high-end restaurants and a cheesecake factory, the only one I've ever seen. And since I only saw it next to those high-end stores and restaurants, I always pictured it as a high-class establishment. That is all.
That is so
I have
valid,
been to
though.
that mall.
Because one of the nicest malls I ever went to had a cheesecake factory in it. So I admit,
yeah.
I didn't think about that until now, but that is maybe the first time I went to Cheesecake Factory, and it was amazing.
Mhm.
And it was also in this like much higher end mall compared to the malls that I grew up with. So that might have very much influenced why I think Cheesecake Factory is
Micah,
so fancy.
the Cheesecake Factory by me is in a very nice outdoor shopping mall. Very nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
Very like big famous thing. If you're in Orange County, it's the Spectrum. You'll know of it.
I wonder if that's the one I went to as a kid. When we visited my uncle
It's
who
been there
lived
a
in
long
Orange
time.
County, we went to an outdoor mall, and I had never seen such a thing, and it was like magical to be going through all like it's like the stores and they're outside, but it's not a mini mall. It's not like a strip mall.
Yeah.
Like it's like a real fucking mall, but like open air, and it was one of the craziest things I'd seen as a kid. I loved it.
Yeah. So Cheesecake Factory is high class. All right, this is from Drew D. All right, here's more cheesecake. Hey guys, I can't take anymore. Over the past few weeks, I've heard Micah say there is not a cheesecake factory near her. Micah, I too live in the greater Metro Richmond area, Richmond, Virginia, by Chris Chan, so you can run into them. And there is a cheesecake factory near you in the Short Plump Mall shopping area of West Broad Street. I know this because I had many birthday parties and high school graduation parties there in my youth. Please take an evening and make call and go there to get some of that sweet, delicious cheesecake from that totally not just microwaved, prepackaged food from their phone book sized menu. Thanks for reading my lighthearted suggestion. Also, Gene, I just wanted to say you were part of the best gaming podcast I've ever heard on Duke last week. You guys were awesome, and I really enjoyed the discussions. Take care, everyone, and have a great day. Best, Drew D. That's very nice,
Thanks,
Drew.
Yeah, people really like that. Last episode.
I got a lot of write-ins on Summon Sign about that episode with you guys, so people really enjoyed that one.
Finally,
so good shit.
Finally, a good episode.
Good praise.
Yeah, for once. Oh my god, I'm like, is this real?
Yeah,
You're
getting pranked right
people
now.
Like content. What?
Yeah. Micah, what's going on here? This Cheesecake Factory. What's going on?
Oh yeah, I know where that is.
What's your excuse?
It's 40 minutes from my house.
You were complaining to me about driving an hour and a half to go to fucking Cracker Barrel.
Because you've literally never been to one. To go to it once in your life is like completely different from you on to a Cheesecake Factory like regular. Bradley, we never know when the death's going to come knocking.
Well, here's the thing.
Right?
I will go back to Tennessee probably within a year. Cracker Barrel is there.
You're just lying to me, Bradley.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to Tennessee. I'm going to go to Culver's again and just order chicken strips again.
I don't give a fuck about Culver's. I've never been to one.
Some people in the Discord are like Culver fanatics.
Oh, dude. And then they put it on Dustin because they thought Dustin was the one who did it. And Dustin's like, why are you telling me not to order chicken fingers at Culver's? He's like, what are you saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I do know where that Cheesecake Factory is. I've actually been near it. I think that's actually near where the PF Chang's is that I went to at one time on my friend's date. But no, I don't know, it's kind of far to go for a Cheesecake Factory.
Fake fan.
I mean,
fake enthusiast.
Colin's gonna be like, it's a wasted meal. You know, that whole
wasted
thing he
meal.
does.
That's insane.
You know, he does that whole thing about it's a wasted meal because he only eats once a day.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot. He's like that. He's like a fucking squirrel or something, I guess. Like, what? It's crazy. I don't know. If it works for him, I guess it's fine. Does he have a nutritionist or anything like that? One of those doctor things?
No, he's just winging it.
Oh,
he's just winging it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That is a very man thing to do. Just wing it.
Oh, dude. Oh my God, dude. Okay, like it's insane how you guys behave sometimes. Where it's like I told Colin, I was like, men do these strange things, or like you'll be a hypochondriac about like my ear is itching, but then like not give a fuck if like your leg's half fallen off. You're like, it's fine.
Yeah,
all right?
it doesn't
but then
make sense.
like, my ear has itched for 2 days. I must see a doctor. And then it's like your foot is like halfway across the room. You're like, it'll go back on. I don't know. It's hysterical to me how like men do this.
Yeah, it's weird. All right, video game time. Good news. Gene has played Donkey Kong Bananza fully for his review, which should be out now in the Washington Post, I believe, also, right, Gene? So you can check that out.
Sure.
So make sure to do that. But Gene has played the game, so we're going to talk about it. Gene, please enlighten us.
Donkey Kong Bananza is yet another 10 out of 10 game.
In the
year of our Lord 2025. Yeah. It is so to be upfront, Super Mario Odyssey is not my favorite Mario game of all time. I think it's a great game. I don't think it's the best one of all time.
What's your favorite Mario game? I'm just curious.
Mario Galaxy. Mario Galaxy is my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. So good.
That's where I'm coming from, right? And they're all amazing, right?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Yeah, like even if I said Mario Sunshine, people are like, but it's still great.
Yeah, I might give you all right.
A little side eye, but it's not like the worst take of all time. No,
it's not.
Right?
It's still great. Yeah,
they're all great Mario games. So that's the thing. And Donkey Kong Bonanza, I think, ranks among them.
Excellent.
Where do I even start? Well, let's start with performance.
There's some recent frame rate talk about this game.
Yeah. That should be easy to talk about. There was, I think an IGN interview or one interview where they talked about like, the performance will have some hiccups, and people are like, oh my god, I can't believe you would excuse this. Guys, it's not even a big deal. Like the game is just sizzling along at 60 frames per second almost the whole time. The only time it stutters is if the map is probably the biggest one, because what the map does is when you press start, it'll zoom out the entire world itself.
Wow.
So everything that you've done in the world is still being tracked when it zooms out, and that's when the game starts to stutter, right? In the map. And then when there are certain parts where when you hit something and like a lot of things explode like that, and you're not playing at all, that is when it starts to stutter. Like when you kill a boss and then like the boss explodes, right? It starts to stutter then. But you're not playing. Almost the whole time you're playing, there's barely any stutters at all.
Interesting.
Like it's just singing along nicely. Everything is exploding wonderfully. Everything breaks. And there's so much to talk about. Let me look at my review, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Which is a preview. The thing about Donkey Kong Bananza is that it's basically a Mario game where he gets different transformations, just like Mario does, except this time he gets like basically Saiyan type transformations, where there are 3 of them that we can talk about. Which is the ape transformation, which basically makes him super strong and just punch through basically any kind of material in the game. And that one you're going to use for bosses probably. And then there is the ostrich transformation, which lets him fly for a little bit. And you're also really strong there too. You can easily punch there too, but you can't punch through like steel, like hard steel, like the ape version can. And then there's a zebra transformation where it basically turns him into the Flash, kind of, except that it's not that fast. But it makes him so fast that he can run across like thin ice and other like thin layers of earth that would otherwise break or crumble, like thin layers of dirt. But he can just like zip along that, and it's also great for like boss battles when you're trying to like avoid certain attacks or whatever like that too. Certain fast attacks. The game is structured by worlds, basically, as opposed to a Mario structure where there's a World 1-1, a World 1-2, World 1-3 kind of deal. And you go to the next World 2 and everything. That it's by layers. So you are going down to sub-layer 100, and then you go to 102. And so the first layer is like the lagoon level, very tropical area, very typical first platformer adventure world, right?
Yeah.
Very colorful, sunny, lots of trees and grass and water, right? And then you go to sublayer 101 and the sublayer 102. Each of these levels are their own little open world maps of their own, basically.
Right.
And they could even have their own levels or floors to them. So sublayer 101 will have like 4 different floors of like things to do. So it's huge.
Interesting. Okay.
It's huge. It's huge. There's a lot going on. There's like mini layers in between the sub layers. And then there's a larger layers, which is of course like after you beat the big boss of the lagoon level. And then, you know, this is not a spoiler. You get the ape Bananza, the first transformation in the first level, right? So you get that, and then once you complete that, then you go to sub layer level 2, and then that's a whole other biome too. Like for example, sub layer or layer 3 is like the canyon level, and that's where you're gonna see a lot of the mine carts and like a lot of the rocky formations, and it's like very red and sunny and like, you know, just vibey, like the minecart the sunset minecart vibe, right? Really cool canyon vibe. What else is there? Pauline is great.
Yeah.
You know, you use her to turn into the different transformations. So you press L1 R1 to transform into the things. He starts beating you, says and then turns into like the 8 transformation. The Super Saiyan transformation, the Bananza transformations, I'll stop calling it Super Saiyan. The Bananza transformations are limited in time, but you have a skill tree where you could upgrade them basically to like, you know, it'll increase the Bananza transformation time by
like the duration. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the duration. So that just kind of goes on for way longer.
Cool.
And then each Bananza transformation will have its own skill tree underneath it too. Not it's not deep. It's like 3 or 4 more moves per transformation. But that will, like, for example, the first 8 Bananza transformation, it'll lower the charge time on his wind up punch, the charge punch. And his charge punch not only can hit harder, but it will also shoot out like a little fireball. So if you want to do more damage across like a distance or whatever. And then that the 8 transformation, the skill tree will increase the distance that fireball might go or whatever. So basically increasing the effectiveness of a lot of these transformations. But it's actually not necessary. I actually went through a lot of the game without upgrading almost anything of the Bananza transformations. I was just fine with the basic transformations that were doing really well. I did upgrade my ostrich transformation so I could fly a little bit longer. So that way, like, certain areas could be like a little bit of a cheat. Whereas like, I don't want to like deal with the platforming this one. You know what? I can turn into an ostrich and I can skip this platforming altogether. So all of this stuff combines into like so many different ways to tackle different challenges and everything.
Yeah.
And then one last thing, because I definitely want to hear your questions too. One last thing before I forget is that the game also basically has its own version of Zelda shrines.
That's what I was gonna ask you about. Is these like side-scrolling challenge kind of things like that? Talk to me about them.
Yes. So on top of there's layers, which is the overall biome of the world and the vibe of the world, right? This is the zebra world. This is the ostrich world, that kind of thing, right? And then there's the mini layers, and in between the mini layers or the sub layers, there are hidden like triangle rooms or holes in the ground that you can punch through. And you unlock them by letting Pauline sing, and you just do that by holding L1. Really, really simple. You sing to unwrap this purple metal that the Void Company, the bad guys, are kind of wrapping everything in as they're going through the layers, right? So you sing to open up the levels, and then certain levels will have. This is where the pacing really, really like takes a shine, because like in Mario Odyssey, like you have to collect certain moons to like progress certain ways. In this one, you don't have to do that at all. You don't have to collect bananas at all to progress.
Really?
It is all tied to the how strong you want Donkey Kong or Pauline's abilities to be. You're collecting these banandium roots, which are basically the moons of this game, the bananas, right? And you're punching them 3 times to collect them, and you don't need them at all to progress. Each layer will have an objective that you have to go through. Like, for example, the lagoon layer in the very first one, and this is all in the previews. I'm not spoiling anything, guys. This is all in the very introductory level, and you can play it in the demo in Walmart and everything like that. The first layer will have you like, there's the 3 water pipes are stuck. So now you have to go to 3 different areas in the world to solve different puzzles and unstuck the water pipes. So you'll have different objectives, specific objectives like that to complete. And that is how you progress through the game's main quest.
Okay.
And then collecting the bananas, including these shrines and these challenge rooms, are all completely optional, actually. to a point. And I'll explain that later. Each of these challenge rooms are basically like Zelda puzzle shrines, where there are different challenges. Sometimes there'll be a 3 banana room, where there is like slide down this ramp and avoid all the other things in a certain form or whatever. And then there will be bananas hidden throughout that race or whatever. Sometimes it'll just be a combat challenge room with 1 banana, and it says kill these 3 like golden Mayan creature guys or whatever like that, and it's basically just turns into a brawler. So that's where the pacing really starts to sing, is that like some layers will be like all puzzles, right? Like, oh, you have to go do these 3 different things, and it's like, oh man, I'm exploring a lot, I'm doing a lot of puzzles, I could use a break. And then the next layer is like, okay, well, here's your break, just fucking punch the shit out of like a bunch of guys, or this is like a mini exploration level where you're kind of exploring this cool area, and it's very linear and straightforward, but you're just punching your way through it, and you're kind of mining your way through. So there's like some kind of like narrative pacing there, where it's like, okay, you just did a ton of puzzles, you unlocked a bunch of shit, and you tapped into the Elder, and you got your transformation. Now this next part is where you just get to cut loose on the transformation, have fun with the power for a little bit, and then we'll go back into the rhythm of like puzzles and then combat and then puzzles and combat exploration, that kind of thing. Really, really well paced out, perfectly paced, I think.
How's the difficulty of the game? I expect it to be pretty easy for the most part, just going through it. But is there any like challenging platforming sections or anything like that?
There
you can just say yes, there's challenging parts. We can keep it pretty
big. So it's a lot like Kirby games or even Mario Odyssey games, where there are optional incredibly challenging areas to do.
Excellent.
So if you are looking for a challenge, don't worry, you will find it. That's the best way I can put it.
Okay, right? Very cool.
But a lot of the main quests, again, that's why I'm setting up the shrines as being a lot of the shrines being optional. If you want to see everything in the game, then it would behoove you to get as many bananas as possible, right? Including getting all the powers, right? But none of that is necessary to see the credits roll. If you want to see the credits roll, just follow these objectives, go through that. The main challenge of the main quest, though, actually gets sometimes challenging. If you can believe it, Donkey Kong Bananza holds your hand way less than Death Stranding 2 does. Because you got Doll Man on your nuts, hanging off of your nutsack, going, "Hey Sam, you got to do this and you got to do that. Watch out for this one, Sam. Do this, whatever like that." And then in Donkey Kong Bananza, I got so used to Doll Man yelling stupid shit at me. And I'm like fighting a boss at Donkey Kong Bananza. I didn't know what to do during the boss. I was like, am I stuck? I got to figure this puzzle out. And I'm like, Pauline, fucking help me out here, man. You're just hanging out here singing. Like, can you like drop a hint? And she doesn't do that at all. Like, it's not the game actually doesn't handhold you at all. You got to figure out these puzzles yourself. But it gets actually pretty fairly easily. Like there's only so many options you can do, and you just gotta kind of cycle through your options and do that too. But yes, very combat heavy, I think. This is the most combat heavy Mario game of all time, because you're just punching the shit out of these people.
Excellent. As you should as Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's
beating the fuck out of these guys.
Yeah. You are knocking these bosses down so they expose their weak point, which is just their face. You just go to their face and you just punch them like 15 times. Pack.
That's good stuff, yeah.
And the audio design in this game is so good. They just actually released asked the developers for this game, and they actually go through great lengths talking about how much they really focus on the audio design, like smacking some of these rocks and minerals. Like it feels like you're smacking skin, just like
whoa.
Like it sounds like that, and it always feels good.
Damn. Yeah.
It always feels interesting and cool, and like you never get tired of smacking everything in the game. It feels really, really good.
I guess pretty broad thing here is, but how does Donkey Kong feel to play as?
Excellent. Yeah. He feels like he controls so well. There's so much control in the jump. He controls like a Mario character, basically. And then you press. You can change the controls where it was B to punch down, and X to punch up, right? So
Right.
punching up. There you go. This
Yeah.
is the official punching up game, by the way, because you're always punching up. X is to punch up, and that will never change. And B is to punch down. But you can switch it. And I switch it to make it because they made it A as jump. And I'm
I see.
I want jump to be B down here, you know,
I got you.
and like Y is punching, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can turn A into punch down. So very, very intuitive as you're just punching the top button up and then punching the lower button down to punch down. And you're just going through like the crazy thing is that like it just like opens up the level design so much more. Like there's so many different ways to navigate different challenges, navigate the world. There's literally banana ores that you can find like in the ground. Like if you just like keep punching down, and just decide to explore underground and just go spelunking for a little bit, boom, there's a treasure chest where you find your next fossil. Also, of course, this is a Donkey Kong game. There's a shit ton of things to collect.
Yeah,
lots of things to collect. So there is a banana ores, which powers your progression through the meta game, right? Including the abilities tree, and you're collecting these coins that you can use to buy bananas. So it's the same thing as in Mario Odyssey, where you're able to just buy the moons outright if you didn't want to like just get like a couple of set of moons. You can just do that. You can just buy bananas, but you need to get these limited amount of coins along with all the gold that you can get. The problem with this game is that you have so much gold, you have so much coins. This is like new Super Mario Brothers 2 levels or Luigi's Mansion 3 levels of like money, where it's just like money just pour. Like I have like 50,000 gold right now in Donkey Kong Bananza. I got nothing to spend it on, you know.
Oh damn.
Which is actually not true, because eventually I did start to just buy bananas. But like throughout the main game, there's not a lot to spend it on, you know, and you just get a lot.
So do you buy like outfits and stuff with different
you can buy
currency?
outfits,
or is that
but
what
the outfits are bought by the other collectible things, which are like unique like fossils that are like each layer will have their own unique fossil item type. And like for example, the lagoon layer will have like fish fossils. So you gotta collect 5 fish fossils that are hidden throughout the level, and sometimes they'll be hidden in the dirt, or sometimes they'll be hidden in the treasure chest. They're not like the ultimate prizes. They're just thrown all over the map. You know, sometimes you just gotta punch a wall and then it's right there. And then you collect these to be able to unlock and buy different pants for Donkey Kong. Different sets of ties for Donkey Kong, or different like complete outfits like dresses or like jackets and like puffy jackets for like in the winter area for Pauline and everything like that. And like that shit will give you increased like powers too.
Right. Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, here's one tie for Donkey Kong where it collects like the double amount of gold that he needs, or every time you destroy a piece of terrain, it recovers his bonanza energy. So you can always keep powering up over and over again as long as you just keep punching things, whatever. And then Pauline will have like outfits where we're like, okay, so now you're in the zebra bonanza area. You might want to be a zebra for longer. So wear the outfit that makes the zebra form last for 40% longer. You know. And if there are gameplay elements where you need to be in the bonanza form for a long time, don't worry, the game will definitely have like many different ways for you to stay in that bonanza form basically indefinitely until you finish the puzzle.
Okay.
Whether there'll be like charge ups for you to continue to refill the meter laying around, or just they'll write some story reason where it's like, hey, you're just in the zebra form forever now until the end of the challenge, or until the end of this fight or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
So it's cool. So there's plenty of ways to like explore and like mess around with these bonanza powers. Really cool stuff.
How is the music in this game? Music's always been a big part of Donkey Kong.
Music's great. There's a lot. It's one thing I'll say is that I kind of struggled to remember some of the new tunes in terms of how memorable they are. You know, but the thing is that they do use a lot of the old music from the classic games, including Donkey Kong Arcade and Donkey Kong Country.
Right.
Don't worry, this game has a lot of Donkey Kong Country DNA in it. You know, of course, you know, it's not a spoiler, but Diddy's in it too, right? So
yeah, they showed him in the trailer.
Yeah, and Cranky Kong's another. You know, this is not a spoiler again too, because Cranky Kong shows up in the very first level. Cranky Kong is just hidden in every world.
Cool.
And you just have to find them. And when you find him, he's like, and he'll like talk your ear off about some bullshit that he's pissed off about. And then for exactly, it's awesome. It's so sick, dude. It's so cool, you know. He'll talk about like back in his day, I did this, whatever, and I used to do this with all the bananas, and then he'll reward you with a banana, and that's just another way of earning a banana to add to your toll, basically.
Okay.
But a lot of the music is from Donkey Kong Country. You'll recognize a lot of tunes, and it's a little bit like Mario Kart World in that regard. But then there is new music. It's memorable, but like I kind of struggle to remember it right now because the songs that I remember are the Donkey Kong Country ones, right? Remember?
Yeah. Micah, is there any questions you have for Gene or anything about it?
No, what you said that got me the most interested, Gene, is when you mentioned like, okay, you can upgrade your flying power. So if you're struggling with the platforming, you can fly over it. That's huge for me because I didn't really grow up with platformers. So it's a skill issue 100%, and I just don't really enjoy them. And once I start getting flustered with a platformer and I just get more and more mad and then I get worse and worse at it, it's my favorite thing. So being able to customize the way that you play, being able to take on an extra challenge if you want it, or being able to use your kind of super abilities in a way to make the game a little easier, that sounds perfect for me. That sounds exactly what I want out of this game, where it's like, yeah, Brad, you know, Donkey Kong expert, Donkey Kong enthusiast can make this game as challenging as he wants, and I can still enjoy it by just powering up more and spending more time on that. So, I mean, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, I will say that this game is less of a platformer than Astrobot even is. Astrobot is all about, you know, you got to jump on the platform and you got to get the timing right. Donkey Kong Bananza isn't like that for the main quest. For the general layers, when you're outside, you're exploring, you're punching things, you're climbing up things. There's not really a huge risk of falling down forever and dying, right? Because the game is wanting you to explore this world, so it wants you to kind of push to the edges and see where you go. The platforming challenges will come in the shrines.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Where like again, like the Donkey Kong side, the side view missions, the 2D missions, whatever like that.
Yeah, I'm stoked for those. It's gonna be sick.
That is there too, but you still have Donkey Kong moves where you're just punching through. So it's super cool. It's so cool to go through these like Donkey Kong like country like missions. Just barreling through and everything like that, hopping on everything. But you can also just punch up and punch down and punch forward and you can just destroy the landscape in that one too. You know,
that's cool, dude. Yeah,
if you're just like I don't want to climb the barrels, I'm just gonna punch through this mountain. Then you just do that. You know. Yeah,
that's good. I love that.
Yeah, really like flexible game. Where sometimes I forget that where I'm just like, why am I climbing this? I could just punch through. You know. But a lot of those platforming sections that Micah would be frustrated at, I think, would be mostly stuck at his shrines. And you can get through the game no problem without doing, I think, even most of them, I think. So
cool. I guess before we wrap it up, Gene, well, what you've talked about has gotten me obviously very excited. I was excited before, but sounds wonderful, Gene, to hear you have such glowing praise for it and all that kind of stuff. Is there anything, I guess, you wish the game had that it doesn't or did differently? Any quotes, I should say.
That's tough because I feel like the game has so much. I don't know what I would want.
Yeah, that's fine.
Out of it, like the biggest criticism I had, and I wrote in my review, is that like the only thing that it isn't is revolutionary, because it just kind of like it's just the same Nintendo game formula. Transform, do a power. Here's a level where you get to explore the power, and then it just ramps up where it's like, oh, well, now here's more challenges that makes you more interesting use of the powers. But that shit never gets old, though. You know,
right? Yeah,
we play that forever, like, and it's great, and it's perfect design, and it's like. I was like, but Nintendo's like relying on like the shrines to be like a collectible thing, and like that's how they're like doling off like the challenges or whatever like that. But it's like when I looked at the game structure, I was like, man, but none of that is like forced upon you, you know?
Right.
Like, you can just like play the game, and like, there's so much benefits to doing those shrines where like I'm still doing them now because I gotta finish. I gotta get more bananas, and I was still doing quite a bit of them towards all the way up until maybe the second half of the game, where I was like, okay, I'm ready to finish this game. Let's get the story going, you know. So towards the second half of the game, I kind of started to ignore the banana mine shrines or whatever like that to kind of just barrel, pun intended, to barrel towards the end of the game, and that was still a great time. Like again, I was able to control the pacing in the game, so it's like even my criticism of it is like they kind of like got rid of that criticism, but it's like, okay, well, that doesn't have to be the game I play, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I could just play the game as like a straightforward, like cool adventure that's telling a cool story about Donkey Kong and Bonanza, or Donkey Kong and Pauline, that, you know, was surprising. Honestly, the game had more surprising plot twists than Death Stranding 2. Again, you know, like, I'm not kidding. Like maybe this might actually be the real game of the year over Expedition 33 and Death Stranding 2. You know, because it's like I could easily think of bad things to say about Expedition 33 and Death Stranding 2. Easily, you know. Death Stranding 2, I think the story kind of isn't as good as part 1, and, you know, is whatever. At Expedition 33, I've said my piece on that a lot too, and it's like, I don't know, Donkey Kong Country. Like, for me, Donkey Kong Country is like, or Bonanza is like, that is like the kind of tech advancement I want to see in video games. You know, I like to see tech be used to improve gameplay and introduce new gameplay elements like destructible terrain, you know, and the kind of puzzles and level design the interesting level design that induces, versus being able to see, you know, Sam Porter Bridges' nipples in full HD, or seeing, you know, every little bit of Charlie Cox's like you know, lips curl and everything like that. Like, all of that shit's cool, and it tells for a great narrative. But like, as someone who primarily plays video games for gameplay only, mostly, you know, Donkey Kong Bonanza is for me the best tech achievement of the year, because it actually improves gameplay versus, you know, just looking good. And it looks great. You know, everything looks fantastic. I didn't feel like I was playing like a last gen game. Like, it felt like a new game that I was playing, you know, with so much particle effects. You know, you want to see particle effects, like this game has so much of it going on.
The new knack.
Yeah. And then the boss fights are excellent too. Oh my gosh. Like the way that's another thing where it might be challenging again, is that like some of these fights do require some dexterity in terms of like, okay, you got to pay attention to like how the attacks are coming. You got to avoid them. You got to jump sometimes, or you got to make sure you're in certain areas to avoid damage or whatever like that. Yeah. But you can also negate that by increasing your hearts. You know, again, you can go back to the ability tree and be like, I want Donkey Kong to survive 10 hits, and also I'll give him 3 apple juices, which are basically revives, basically. You know, so you can make the game really, really easy if you want to. Really, really nice.
Yeah, it's like Zelda, you know, grind out of shrines. If you want some more hearts, get some food.
You don't need 30 hearts to beat Ganondorf at the end of the game, but, you know,
if you want to,
if you just want to tank hits and just slash at him, like, you can do that, you know.
Yeah, cool, very exciting. By the time everyone hears this, it'll be out the next day, so we don't have to wait too much longer. So it'll be very exciting. We'll talk about it more next week when me and Micah get our hands on it.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see people play this game. It's so cute too, and the story is actually really, really good. And voice acting too. Pauline, she's talking a hell of a lot. She every time you have these little getaways, these little
the houses, right?
The little in spots where you can change your clothes anytime. You can rest in the bed, and resting in the bed will increase your hearts. So you can even get more hearts. Just like Zelda again, like you have the yellow hearts, right? And you'll have a little butler outside the little getaway inn that will mimic each of the shops, whether it's a chip exchange, where you want to get banana, where you want to trade in money and coins for bananas, or the stuff shop where you can buy balloons. So the balloons work like Donkey Kong again, where like if you fall down a pit, the balloons will give you another chance, as opposed to taking money away as punishment. Or the style shop where you can just buy different clothes. And there's so many different clothes to buy. There's so many like awesome outfits for both of these characters. The game is a mixture of Mario Odyssey / Tears of the Kingdom / the attitude and style of Splatoon. the music that Pauline sings, like she's singing gibberish, but it sounds like cool gibberish, like the ways that the Splatoon characters do, where they're like, and it's like that's exactly what Pauline is saying. She's just saying nonsense, but it sounds cool and hip and like it's to the beat. It's awesome. Yeah. Amazing game. This is like one of the best Nintendo games ever made, I think, easily.
Oh man,
and it's cool. Okay. It's cool that it's Donkey Kong, like the OG character.
Yes. All right, let's move on from Donkey Kong. Like I said, we'll talk about the game more next week, but let's move on to Camelot. So Camelot Software, the guys behind stuff like Golden Sun, Micah's beloved Golden Sun, that she quit playing.
I gave it the 12 hours.
Fair shake. You gave it the fair shake.
I think that's a good amount of time.
Yeah, you did. Plenty. But they've done like a bunch of the sports games like Mario Golf and all that kind of stuff, tennis. But it looks like they put out our listing on the internet recently, and it's looking like they're at the late stage developments on a new project. So that could mean several things. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to read this real quick. This is from a Reddit post. I'm seeing this where they posted it. I will just read what they wrote. Technologies their employees are currently researching indicate that regional/localization tasks are being worked on and added to automated UI testing and UI annotation. Another fun fact, Camelot Software planning released 6 sports titles in between Golden Sun The Lost Age, and they released another six sports titles after Golden Sun Dark Dawn. If they follow the same release cadence, my friends, we're in for another Golden Sun on Switch 2. That's some copium right there, but don't give up hope, fellas. Keep believing. But could be another sports game. If it's another Mario Golf, I'll be excited. I hope it has more content than the Switch one, though, when it launched, because it was kind of bare. But Micah, if Camelot's coming back, what would you like to see him do with something?
I mean, I wouldn't mind a new Golden Sun to try out, because I liked Golden Sun. I did like it. Mm-hmm. What I got sick of was having to constantly reference the guide, because it's just like, it was just so obtuse. And it's just like really not telling you anything. If they maybe spruced her up a little bit, a couple modern, niceties, I'd be like, hell yeah, dog, let's have another Golden Sun. But that'd be really cool. I'd be into that 100%, because I have been tempted to check out Golden Sun 2. I'm not expecting it to be a wild overhaul, but I've been tempted to check it out just to even play a few hours of that to see what's different. But yeah, that'd be awesome.
Gene, you think it's another Mario sports game?
I'm pretty sure it's another Mario sports game.
What do you think?
Why would it be Golden Sun? I love Golden Sun. I was there day one, way back in the day, the early 2000s. I actually covered it for my college newspaper. But
the prophecy, Gene, they have 6 sports games and then a Golden Sun. It is written on Reddit.
Yeah, it is written. That's true.
Maybe, yeah.
What sports game do you think it'd be? Think it'd be a new one, a new type of sport, or going back to the drawing board on maybe tennis or golf?
They really screwed up on tennis, so I kind of don't want to either do it again, or I don't want them to do it again. I don't know.
What about like volleyball? Have they done that?
No, I don't think so. The closest we get to that is like the Mario and Sonic Olympic Games. So I don't know. Let's get Mario Hockey. I want to shoulder check someone as Donkey Kong.
Right, and they have a little animation, like Peach's tooth flies out. Like
blood on the ice. Peach gets her neck cut open by an ice skate. Yeah.
Dude.
That'd be good. All right.
Something.
Yeah, that'd be something. Speaking of, we talked about Donkey Kong earlier, but Donkey Kong movie has been trademarked or registered for copyright by Nintendo Universal. This makes sense. We knew they were going to do more stuff with Donkey Kong, the Mario movie, which is the second one's coming out next year. Yes. Donkey Kong was featured heavily in the first Mario movie, so was like the Kong Kingdom. So Donkey Kong movie makes perfect sense to me. But Micah, you wouldn't know because you haven't seen the Mario movie, have you?
No, I have not seen the Mario movie. It predates Punching Up.
So you can never go back and watch it.
I wasn't obligated to watch it. Yeah. Oh my God. I mean...
Well, what are you going to do when the second one comes out?
I wasn't going to watch it.
So me and Gina are just going to be standing here. We're going to talk about it. Of course we are.
Episode about, I'll watch it then. But do you have to see the first one to understand the second one? I doubt that, Bradley.
In-depth Mario lore? Absolutely.
Let me tell you something. I watched an entire second series of anime, not realizing I missed the first series. All right. But I picked it up. It was free Iwatobi Swim Club. I didn't realize that what I was watching was the follow-up show. And so I watched, and I was like, they really don't explain much to you. This is a very modern show. Because they tell you nothing.
I just don't know how to help you, Micah. It's just like you're an insane human.
Really
it's just you don't realize something's off, or you do, and you're just like, oh, I don't care. That's
I was like,
your
wow,
version of my legs falling off, whatever.
Well,
I don't care about it. Yeah, because
I was like, dude, they are telling me nothing. Like, there's this rivalry, and I guess I'm supposed to know about it, but they're really giving you just breadcrumbs to pick up. That's it. And then I found out that there's an entire first series, and you were supposed to watch that one, and then watch the follow up. It's not my fault. They labeled it as season 1. All right, on Funimation. It's the season 1. All right, I'm supposed to know.
Fair enough.
So I'll watch the second movie. I'll watch the second movie.
No, you gotta watch the first one too. You could spare an hour and a half. You can do it.
I could set it on 5 times speed on YouTube and just absorb it.
Don't be like our audience. Don't do that.
It's an hour and a half.
I don't know. Fucking kids can sit through it. You can do it.
It's a long time, Bradley. What am I gonna do this whole time?
God forbid you sit through the movie and watch it. All right.
There better be nudity. There better be something in there for me.
You want some Luigi dick? Yeah, there is plenty. Flopping that around. But yeah, this is just the beginning, I'm assuming, of the Mario Cinematic Universe. I want a Luigi's Mansion movie. Yes, the MCU. The real MCU. That's right. Give us a Luigi's Mansion movie, though. Make that happen. Because that could be actually pretty sick. All right. Gina, I assume you have no thoughts on this?
No, not really. Yeah. Will it be Seth Rogen again? I guess.
Probably.
It must be.
Yeah,
I know. That'll be tough. I don't like. I rewatched the Mario movie. I don't like hearing Mario's voice. And I don't like hearing Donkey Kong's voice either. I liked playing Donkey Kong Bananza, and he's going, you know.
Oh, it's Tim Allen doing the voice?
Huh?
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's our audience. No, I'm kidding.
Damn.
Damn. Yeah, I liked hearing Donkey Kong. It's just a silly little ape, just seeing bananas and going, "Oh, banana," you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which you're going to hear hundreds of times in Donkey Kong Bananza.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm counting on it.
Which is a sound effect from Donkey Kong 64. Which I had to be reminded of. I never really played Donkey Kong 64. I only played it because it was around, but it wasn't a game that I really played a lot of. You played it, right?
Yeah,
Fred?
Yeah. It came with the expansion.
Expansion pack, yes, yeah. Came with the expansion pack, which I think that's what I got it for.
Because I knew Zelda was going to need it.
Yeah, you need that
Majora's Mask.
Exactly. And I think Star Fox 2, I forget, but
no, Star Fox was out before that.
Okay, but definitely
Majora's Mask. It maybe used it. I don't know, but yeah, Majora's Mask. I think maybe Perfect Dark needed it as well. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just more the later games.
Perfect Dark, rest in peace, man. Jesus Christ.
Rest in peace, Perfect Dark.
That's pathetic, man.
All right. Possible good news here. There are rumors of Dragon Quest VII getting a remake in 2026. I'm just going to read this from My Nintendo News, their whole rundown on it. The next Dragon Quest game Square Enix is looking to give the remake treatment is the PlayStation 1 title Dragon Quest VII. The information comes from MP First, who claims they have seen internal documents related to the Japanese company Dragon Quest VII's remake. If it is legitimate, it's currently targeting an early 2026 release. There was no mention in the report of the eagerly awaited Dragon Quest XII, which was first announced in May 20. Yeah, it's Dragon Quest XII. Yeah, I don't even want to think about that at this point. But the interesting thing about this is that Schreier kind of like touched on it as well. And he said, this was on Reset Air. It said, someone said to him, "Why, Jason, I want this so bad. This was the Dragon Quest game that actually clicked with me." And he said, "I didn't say there was no remake." So, I mean, it makes sense to remake in a lot of the Dragon Quest games. 1 and 2 is coming out soon. And 7 they remade on 3DS, which I do own. And I played like 20 hours of it. That game is long as fuck. That's a long ass game, by the way. Mm-hmm. But if this is true, I'm very excited because that means maybe we'll get to 8 also eventually, and maybe 9. Micah, this interests you, I assume?
Yeah, because I've liked these so far. I didn't finish 8. I did finish 3. Looking forward to the 1 and 2 HD remake. I'm going to play those. So, yeah, as these continue to come out, I'll support them absolutely, and I'll try them out. They are long games, like the more modernish ones. So this is something where it's like I do strive to finish games, but there is a level of burnout depending on like the combat style and everything. Like Dragon Quest VIII, I really liked it. And I thought it was super charming. I was starting to get burnt out on it. And there was just a point where I was like,
in front of me.
And I was like, I'm a quarter of the way in and I'm feeling fatigued.
It's a long game.
Right, and it's a game that I plan to return to because there is a great journal system, and you can, when you're on like the main map, you can just ask that little green dude, be like, "What am I doing?" And he'll be like, "You gotta go here," and I was like, "Cool." So you don't really get lost in the way that some other RPGs leave you in the lurch. Well, like there are games where it's like if you try to pick it up later and you're trying to decipher like the cryptic shit in the journal to be like, I don't know what I was doing and this doesn't help and nothing is telling me where I was supposed to go next. There's no map indicator. Like you're just fucked. Okay. I can pick that up again at any time and just resume. So no, this would be excellent. I'd be very happy for the Dragon Quest fans such as yourself, Bradley, and my husband as well. So this would be excellent news.
Yeah. What if I told you can get married in Dragon Quest VIII? Would that make you
can
play
get married?
More? Yeah.
I could play a little bit more, yeah.
In the 3DS version, you could pick. There used to be only one person, but you can. You have more options.
Oh, cool beans! I hope it's the horse.
You just gotta play 80 more hours.
Oh my god!
It's not that long, but no.
I hope
but
not.
It's long.
All right, I'll try. All right. You might get me with that.
Most Dragon Quest games, you get like married, or at least the newer ones, you do.
Oh, see, I gotta return to. I also gotta return to Story of Seasons, Trio of Towns. I'm engaged in that game. All right, Ford and I got engaged. However, we've not yet gotten married. I think what I'm gonna do though is just stop farming and just work on getting married. Like fuck the plants. All right, who needs them? I'll just take care of the cows. I'll wash the cows. I'll feed them, feed my chickens. All right, but who needs plants? All right, I just want to get married and be done with it.
Yeah. Gene, any thoughts on this? Are you excited with the prospect of 7 getting a remake?
Yeah, I am, but I'm kind of bummed that it's not the 4, 5, 6 trilogy. You know?
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah,
it is weird to jump from, if this is true, to jump from 1, 2, and 3 to immediately to 7.
I don't understand the 7 jump, but then again, I never played 7, so this would be a cool way for me to play it. You know.
Yeah.
But again, you know, no 8, no 10 offline. You know.
No 10. Yeah, I've given up on 10 offline.
Yeah,
I gave up on that.
You know, Square Enix definitely needs to support Dragon Quest better in the way that they did for the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. You know, it doesn't need to be top-down remakes. Just re-release the games, man. You know. Yeah,
it'd be nice if they just re-release them. I'd be fine with that.
Lost source codes or whatever like that, which seems
that happens. Yeah. Yeah, because I haven't played 4, 5, or 6, so I would love to play through them. And the DS versions are expensive.
They are so expensive.
Most Dragon Quest games I feel like are expensive now.
Yeah, 5 is the only one I played, but 5 is the crown jewel of that, and that is like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So
Yeah, well, hopefully we get more remakes coming from Dragon Quest, because I'll take them. No questions asked. All right, let's talk about what we're playing. Gene, you talked a lot about Donkey Kong, so we'll go to you last if there's anything else you want to talk about. Micah, what have you been playing?
Okay, I swear to God, this will be the last time I mention it. I'm still working on Ride-Out Remastered. I made a blunder. I thought I was a lot further than I actually was. But now I feel like I really am approaching the end. So, like, I swear to, because I want to beat it before Donkey Kong comes out.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I made like a miscalculation in terms of how far I actually was in the game. I'll say, though, they're still throwing curveballs at me that I was not expecting. I had a whole section where I thought it was going to be annoying. Okay, I had a whole section where you enter this area and they're like, you got to find these 8 items. And I was like, oh. Because, you know, most of the game is like you're doing combat, you're talking to people, you're doing combat, you're talking to people, you know? And then they're kind of like, it just felt like it came to like a grinding halt. Like, you got to find these items. And it was actually quite fun because they have you utilizing your demon's abilities in all sorts of ways. Firstly, it's a very small section of the world that they put you in. So you're not looking for these items across like the whole map or anything. You're in a very enclosed space. And then you just have to utilize your demon's various abilities, or if you don't have the right one, fuse for it. But they genuinely surprised me because as soon as I got the task, I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's going to be ass. All right. And then it turned out to be quite fun and enjoyable, and I loved it. So the game keeps doing things like that. Like I mentioned, like the maze area. And like they poke fun at it themselves, but like I was like, oh no, not a maze. I hate a maze in a JRPG. They made it fun. So they're continuing to surprise me. The story as well is really good. Like it starts off and you're a little unsure like how invested you're going to be in it. Cause it's like, oh, girl goes missing. You got to find her. The story's fucking awesome.
Cool.
So there's continually like more and more twists and turns that just keep flying at you, and the way that they change up the gameplay, it really has just surprised me because I'll say, oh, I don't want to do that, and then it turns out to be fun. Or I'll say, no, I just want to keep fighting bad guys, like, yeah, I don't want to deal with this, and they make it so entertaining. I'm a little upset when it's over. So it's hard to talk about it at this stage without like spoiling things, but I'll say that they just continually keep throwing new things at you that are fun, engaging, and like unexpected for me anyways. So, and there's still so many more demons for me to find. Like there are still so many more fusions to make. It's just one of those things of like that kind of feature of like wanting to just keep seeing like, oh, more and more new ones. Like I mentioned, of not being as attached to them as I am in the Persona games. So I'm having a little more fun with all the fusions and all that because I don't feel like, no, I don't want to get rid of that guy. I do have like 2 of them that I refuse to get rid of because I'm like, no, that's my homegirl. I'm not getting rid of her. And I probably should. But yeah, it's really continues to just like keep changing the gameplay up on you, but I'm really enjoying it still, and I'm gonna grind and try to beat it before Donkey Kong because I want to play that all weekend once I get that on Thursday.
Yeah. Awesome. Very nice, Micah. Gene, anything else you want to talk about, or are you stuffed on Donkey Kong?
Kind of, yeah. I've been dabbling in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. Which is pretty fun. You know, I actually understand the consternation for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 fans because it kind of basically got rid of the open world aspect of it and just trimmed it all down to 2-minute things. But I like the new features and options. I haven't played around with it that much, other than just dabbling in, making my custom skater thing, and just wandering around Tony Hawk 3 levels, which is fun. And you know, a lot of discourse around the new soundtrack because they basically didn't bother. They almost didn't bother to even replicate the original soundtrack at all. But you know, Tony himself has said that the whole point of this is to replicate the feel of the original Tony Hawk games. Is that you're being introduced to new music in the game. So that's why they wanted to put new music in. And I was like, I totally get that. I think that's cool. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. Ideally, you would have both old and new.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Maybe there is. I have no idea.
Yeah, ideally you would have both, but
I know things
Activision.
aren't always that
Activision.
easy
They
to
have no
do.
money. They're under Microsoft, which is another company that has no money. So
It's true. Yeah, they're broke.
yeah. Microsoft is broke. Activision is broke. So it's like what are they supposed to do? You only have
Yeah, like
you only have
we're gonna
trillions of
throw the
dollars.
Offspring, $10,000 for a song. Are you kidding me? Like we
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
do that. We can't afford that.
Yeah, you think you can pay Goldfinger $16,000? No, that's too expensive.
Yeah.
So that's that's where I'm at right now. But yeah, other than that though, I've just been playing so much Donkey Kong Bonanza. I didn't even mention the length of it, which I guess some people think is a spoiler. But
yeah. We don't have to talk about it, I guess.
It's tough because the game can be any length you want, basically.
That's the tricky thing about it.
That's the tricky thing, because I can say I beat it in this amount, but like I could have spent a lot more. You can easily spend 100 hours to this game. I think,
okay,
easily.
Wow.
This is a massive game. There like dude, I went back to the first level, and I was still finding bananas I never found. I was like, how cool. I thought I scoured this entire level, and yet there were still like 15 bananas I just didn't even find. And then I'm realizing that there's still more that I never found too, which is crazy.
Yeah,
the level's not that big, but they managed to just stuff it with bananas.
Is there gonna be a phone app for it, like Zelda, where they tell you where everything is?
Man, a little Pauline buddy to tell you where things are at. Yeah,
cool. Just for me quickly, I've been playing occasionally. I'm in the middle of editing right now, so I haven't played a lot, but I've been playing Fantasian Neo Dimension. Finally, came out last year in December, bad time, so I never really got to play it, but I finally am trying to make time. I foolishly thought, oh, maybe I could beat this before Donkey Kong. Nope, that's not happening, so it is what it is. That's okay. But if anyone doesn't know, this is from Mistwalker Studio, which is Sakaguchi's studio, the father of Final Fantasy, and this has music from Nobuo Uematsu in there. So this game is a very much throwback, comfy comfort food for old school JRPGs and stuff like that. Like I could see like Colin, Micah enjoying this or something like that. But yeah, this game was originally for iOS only at the time, but it finally got ported over to modern platform or everything else via Square Enix, which is interesting. He's working with Square again in some regard. But yeah, it's solid. It doesn't do anything like crazy groundbreaking or like that, where I'm not like blown away by the story or anything like that, but it's all solid all around. One thing I do like is the backgrounds, all the environments you go to or go through are dioramas that people actually made, and they look really cool going through them. So I really appreciate that aspect, just seeing like these awesome dioramas that people made, you wander around through them. Really creative, especially when like camera changes and they had to account for all that stuff. So it's really fun. There is an interesting mechanic. I would say so far the most unique thing is you can do this thing. It has random encounters like many old school RPGs and stuff like that. Like you don't see enemies on the map. It's random. But what you can do is you can store battles in this device to fight them later on. So if you're going through an area and you're like, I just want to kind of make my way to the end of this thing, your encounters will be stored in a little device, and you can store up to, I think, maybe 30 guys right now is where it's at for me. I don't know if this goes up later or anything like that, but so it's just like if you want to run through an area and explore quickly, you can. And if you just want to fight them all and just get it over with at the end, you can. It's kind of an interesting thing that I think works pretty well in the game. But I like the cast. There's a lot of characters I still haven't met yet. I think this game's kind of long. I'm going to say it's probably like, I've heard like maybe like 40 or something like that hours to get through. And I'm like only hour 8, something like that. So I got a long ways to go. But the music is wonderful. Uematsu's at it again. I do like character combat. It's very traditional, but fun, solid. Like a lot of the stuff is kind of lining up abilities, like lines. Like you have an ability, like a fire attack, it'll go through like a bunch of enemies. You can kind of line it up with the right analog stick, because you used to do it on your phone, like with tracing it. That's how it used to work on that kind of stuff. But so far, it's very simplistic. Yeah.
You got me installing it now.
So. Oh, hell yeah. It's cool. Yeah. It's really cool.
I never finished it, but it's like, oh yeah, I should.
Yeah. I think if you like JRPGs already, you'll find some stuff here to like. But if you're not really a fan of the genre, or you're looking for one to get into, I wouldn't say this is the one to get into yet, but it's solid for fans out there. Someone told me this in the Discord before I started playing it, and I agree with them. It kind of reminds me of Tokyo RPG Factory. It's good. It's not like as emotional yet as like I Am Setsuna was or anything like that, but it reminds me of those kind of games. A little higher budget though, so it's solid. I like it. I definitely want to finish it, but it's just probably gonna take me a little bit.
Yeah, okay. I definitely want to check it out because it's the last game by the Gooch, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gooch.
Yeah, absolutely. It's for me, I was like, yeah, I haven't played a Sakaguchi game in a long time. I missed a lot of his other Mr. Walker games. So I was like, all right, it's time to check out the Gooch. Don't worry, everybody. I will play Lost Odyssey. Fear not. It's going to happen.
Lost Odyssey is excellent. I do want to replay that again, especially after Expedition 33.
Yeah. Especially because I don't think that game's ever going to get a port or more of a remaster in any way. I think it is what it is now. You can play on Xbox Series X, which is cool. And that's where I'll play it. But yeah. All right, guys, let's move on to our next news topic. Let me see here. Nintendo is asking for feedback on game key cards in Japan. So apparently they sent out some surveys to some Japanese customers. Nowhere else yet, but as we all know, the game key card thing has been a controversial thing, especially very annoying when a lot of Switch 1 games are not game key cards, but the Switch 2 versions are. That's kept people like Micah from buying the Switch 2 versions. Micah, do you think Nintendo has taken notice of this now and be like, okay, maybe this is something we should address for a lot of our third parties? Because first party has been on the cart usually, right now at least. But the whole thing about this is, though, just for context, is in order for a lot of these games to fit on a cart, they need to order a more expensive cart. So a lot of third parties have opted out of not doing it, but that some have, like CD Projekt Red, which is nice.
Yeah, this is one of those Nintendo is just, you can please your third-party partners more or the fans. Because it's like, here's the thing, you offer the third parties an option for this cheaper way to still offer a physical, offering, right? And then by that reasoning, maybe then, okay, the third parties will do something more. And it's like, it kind of meets fans halfway. But then the fan response has, for a lot of it, just been more so like, I'd rather just buy digital than buy that. And so then you're kind of like, well, you may as well not have offered it in the first place, or you should have forced, in quotes, this is the old standard of like, no, the third party games go on the cartridge and they buy the appropriate size for their game and just kind of keep doing that. Because I'm for games that are available on cartridge on Switch 1, that's what I'm buying because it plays the same on Switch 2, so I just may as well and just not have to deal with downloading the whole thing. But the fact that they're doing a survey at all, such a buttoned up company like Nintendo, not necessarily asking for your feedback at every turn, the fact that they're doing this at all definitely indicates that they're very aware of how the people purchasing these feel about them. Oh, I can't hear you.
Sorry, I was muted. I wonder if it's really affecting sales, maybe in some regions like Japan, for instance, is very big on physical media.
Japan, as Dustin, noted on his various trips to Japan, that their used game markets are booming. And part of that is because people take such good care of their games. You're buying a used game and it's in like mint condition. Like it's very high quality experience to shop used games versus what we have in the States, like going into my, GameStop and the game, if it has a case, it's sticky and or cracked. There's and or missing the original art.
Dude, I don't understand.
Literally.
Go ahead, Micah. No, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, no, I was going to say, literally, I got a DS game that had chocolate stuck to it one time. Like it was all like I had to clean it off, but it was the only copy they had. It was Dragon Ball Origins, I believe. And on the back of the cartridge, there was just chocolate mashed into the contacts. I cleaned it and it worked. But I was like, this is the status of buying used games in America.
That's unacceptable, man. I can't believe it. I'm glad we're talking about this because it's like I always used to just lend out my games to like my friends, and they would come back like all fucked up. Like, what the fuck happened? What did you do? You had this for like a week or two,
Yeah.
I don't understand it because I guess I must be Japanese because all my games are pristine. They're clean as hell. They got no fingerprints. I don't handle. I'm not cooking fried chicken as I'm making it like putting in the game to play or whatever like that. I don't understand why people out here are just so fucking dirty. It's white people not washing their feet and legs. That's what it is.
I will
my
say,
God, dude. Yeah,
their dead skin on the video games.
Dude, I
Well,
keep my
it's
games
so
in good
bad.
condition, and I have throughout my whole life. There was one incident though, and it happened to a game I'm very upset it happened to. It was on my desk. A soda got knocked over, and it went all over the game case. And that game was Zack and Wiki on Wii. I was like, "Fuck,
oh man, shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's a rare one too. That's a good one to have.
Yeah, man. It just like fucked it all up. And I was like,
That's a good game,
no. But that's like the only time it's happened to me in my whole life. So not bad odds, but still, it was very annoying.
I think I still have my Zack and Wiki copy too.
Yeah, keep that. Awesome game.
Yeah, I mean, it's like looking at some people's controllers and they're just fucking filthy. But it's like, because here's the thing, dog. Like, if I'm having a snack, like say I'm having a bowl of like delicious Cape Cod chips, okay? I'm going to eat the chips. I'm going to like wipe off my hands thoroughly. And then I'm going to keep playing. And it's like people who like eat and then like they're getting all the grease on the controller.
I don't eat while I game. If I'm hungry, I'll stop the game. I'll eat and I'll go wash my hands and then I'll do that. I'm not digging my butthole like some homo.
It's so funny. Dude,
what are you guys doing out there? Are y'all gay just digging your buttholes and just touching the controllers?
Yeah.
Come on, man. No homo.
You know,
Maddie
that's
told me
what happened to that
copy
copy.
Plays.
That copy of Dragon Ball Origins, the guy like clearly like used it to, like to wipe with or something. Like,
was it your ex wiping his butt with it? It's not gay if Goku does it.
No, exactly. I'm just calling on my Saiyan powers.
Son Goku, yes.
Yeah.
Calling on the flying Nimbus to wipe my ass.
Yeah. Man, that's funny.
Oh man.
Gene, how do you feel about this survey going out there? Are you feeling hopeful maybe Nintendo will try to help?
Fortune fellow Japanese Nintendo enjoyers. Fucking just do it for us. Do it for the physical weebs out in the States. Like we support
listen
you,
to the Japanese,
please.
maybe.
Yeah.
What if they're too polite to say it though? What if they're like, "No, Nintendo-san, it's fine," and we're like, "No."
They would get mad. They would send death threats. The Japanese are among the first people on the internet to send death threats to people. So
in text form, yeah. I don't think about maybe not in person so much.
Yeah, maybe not in voice or video chat or whatever like that. But they are punching kick streamers now in the street. So that's great.
That's true.
So, So go torch them, please, Japanese, all the Japanese listeners of this program. Go. I support you. Go tell them that this game key card stuff is unacceptable, man. Like I'm looking at, it's absolutely gonna affect the way I buy Switch 2 games.
Yeah, it totally did to me. Like that was like the nail in the coffin for me for my physical anymore. Yeah,
I don't think I'm gonna go third party for a lot of games anymore for the Switch 2 unless they go cart, like Cyberpunk. But otherwise, I'm just not gonna buy a lot of third party games, which sucks. Again, it's like you're putting me back in the same place that Nintendo has always been. I love playing third party games on the Switch 2 or the Switch 1. And I think I might just be sticking to PS5 now for a lot of them. Like Tony Hawk, Pro 3 and 4. Like it's a game key card again. So it's like okay, I'll buy it on the PlayStation 5 instead. Yeah.
No, and it's also too from a collector's point of view, the box art is ruined because it has to have the whole explanation of what the game key card is. And like you look at Raito Remastered Switch 1 versus Switch 2 version, and you tell me which one of those you'd rather own. Well, I get the Switch 1 one because the box art is way nicer because it doesn't have a whole explanation of what a game key card is smack dab on the front of the box. And it just is. It's like I'm collecting these. So I want it to also look nice. That doesn't look very. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. I'm sticking with my Switch 1 copy, man. Screw it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll buy any physical Switch games from now on. I think it's over, man. For me.
Yeah.
Bradley, don't say that.
Daemon X Machina 2 I'll get because
I'm buying Donkey Kong digitally, which is fucking crazy, but it's happening.
I just pre-ordered Donkey Kong on cartridge because I'll still support cartridge where it's at. Like I'll buy Daemon X Machina 2 on cartridge too because I'm actually really interested in that game as well. But yeah, Raido. I'm interested in getting Raido. But if I get Raido, I'm getting the Switch 1 version. Dragon Quest 1 and 2. I'm getting the
We'll
Switch
talk
1
about
version.
that later. There's something interesting about that.
Oh, you know what? Let me actually clarify. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar actually might be on cartridge.
Yeah, some people do it.
That one might be.
Very few.
I was also
It's
though
probably
lazy,
not a huge game.
and I didn't want to switch my pre-order because I already pre-ordered it. But I don't want 100 comments about that. That one might not actually be a game key card.
Well, there you go.
There is though a large notice on the bottom of the box, and it just is ugly.
Yeah, I mean, hypothetical, would you guys be happier paying a little more to have it all in the cart?
No.
Like if it was, I don't know, how much do you think it'd be realistically? $5 more?
If it was $5 more, then yes, I'll take that. $10 is a little hard to swallow, right?
Right.
But if it's for $5 just to make sure that everything is on the cart, then yeah, I'll cover the charge of however much it takes to have more gigabytes on the card or whatever like that. That's okay, But because people complain like, oh my god, the Switch 2 like doesn't have all this. It's like, yeah, because they're trying to fit in a physical medium into a handheld, which is rare. The Steam Deck has no physical media because it's just PC.
Yeah, and PC there is no physical media anymore. PC, it's dead
and you can't put DVDs into a little handheld. That's going to be crazy. So it's like they have this weird, unique little format that isn't perfect. But they should also eat the cost of what it costs to print stuff.
I mean, come on, we all know that we're subsidized by the digital purists anyways, right? Like if you're buying the digital copy for $60 and we all know that like the physical copy costs X amount of dollars, it's like if 90% of you are buying on digital, you're subsidizing my physical copy. Thank you. So don't make me pay for extra for it.
That's true. Yeah.
It costs less to buy digital.
I'm not saying it's an ideal solution, but I could see someone being like, yeah, you want it on cart, you got to pay more, because that's how things work now.
No, it is. It is, because once we get to the all digital future, the digital games will not be cheaper. They will not knock off $5.
No, they have not.
That's the annoying thing. That's the annoying thing, is that they never did that, even though they're charging the same price amount. Even though all you're doing is just letting me use the game and download it, versus it's just free, basically, I don't know.
This is. I wish I could ask Colin this, but I think some Vita games were cheaper digitally and a little more expensive physically. I think at a point in time. I don't know about its whole life cycle. Yell at him right now, Micah. Ask him.
I don't know where he is.
Okay.
I think he's downstairs.
Looking at something on a ladder or whatever.
Yeah. Researching Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. He's getting hyped. All right. Well.
Yeah, he actually enjoyed Kingdom Hearts, right? In the stream.
I think he did not hate it.
He seemed to,
I missed a lot of the stream.
I just checked the end and looked like he didn't seem to hate it. I think he said, I don't hate this. So that's a win.
Yeah, part of what we talked about was because I was like, it is our era of Disney, the characters that are in Kingdom Hearts 1 are characters
that's all
that
90s,
we love. Much. Exactly. I was like, now if they make a Kingdom Hearts this year and it's all about Frozen and Tangled and things
3.
I've never seen.
That was 3.
Exactly. Point even further taken. That's like, I've literally never seen those movies. I would have zero attachment to them. But Winnie the Pooh, fucking dementia and can't remember anything, I'd be like, I gotta help my boy.
I love that you know that. That's so funny. That's so funny, dude.
I simply must help him.
I like how you address Pooh exactly how I address him. My boy. That makes me happy, Micah.
Oh, I'm a major Winnie the Pooh fan.
Okay, Micah, we have united on something. Thank God. We reached the middle ground.
Yeah, I have I only have 2, so I won't say a collection, but I have 2 vintage-ish Winnie the Pooh watches from the late 90s era. One of them is the one that has like the little bumblebee on the second hand that goes around.
Yeah, that's cute.
I don't wear them anymore because the watch bands are starting to disintegrate, but I keep them because I fucking love those Winnie the Pooh watches.
Cool. Hell yeah. All right, let's see here. I'm curious what you'll think of this, or both of you will think of this. So Naoki Yoshida, the very famous person at Square Enix, he's Final Fantasy 14 guy, director, and all that kind of stuff. Producer on Final Fantasy 7 or 16, not 17. He was asked there was Anime Expo recently here in Los Angeles, and Anime News Network interviewed and asked him about the success of Expedition 33 and all that kind of stuff in turn-based combat. And here's one of their quotes, and I'll read his quote after that. They said, "But with the success of Expedition 33, do you think that they think it's a possibility that mainland Final Fantasy games could go back to being turn-based, as that seems to be something that players have an appetite for?" And he said, "With this question of turn-based versus action, it tends to isolate the gameplay to just the battle system. That doesn't take into account what kind of game the creators want to deliver to players. For example, based on a certain graphical quality we want to present to our players, or the narrative we want to deliver to our players, it relates to how we set up the game systems around it. This includes the battle systems, game design, and gameplay feel. It's not a clear-cut answer. Whether it'll become all turn-based or not going forward becomes more of action-based." He said, "I'm not necessarily going to be on Final Fantasy 17, so we also don't want to obstruct or limit our future director or whoever will be producing the game, like 17 or even 18. We don't want to put them on a rail." So pretty much just sounds like whatever the dev team wants to do is what they're going to do. And I think that's the right call to do with these games, in my opinion. As someone who enjoys all types of these combat systems, if the next one's turn-based, great. I'm stoked for that. If it's not, it's something else a little more actiony, cool. I'm still down. But Micah, what do you think? You're a turn-based fanatic. And I don't think you played a little bit of 16, so you have a little bit about the most
Not
recent
yet.
one. Oh, you haven't yet. Okay. But
No,
you've
I watched
seen it.
Colin play like an hour. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think of this? His handling of this. Do you think this is the right approach?
No, I like this answer because it's the flexibility. I agree that I don't want them to say, yeah, we're going to go back to turn-based, action was a mistake, because obviously a lot of people like this combat too. Mm-hmm. But to just say that each game is its own experience, and if the team wants it to be turn-based, they'll do turn-based. Like, leaving the door open is all that I'd want to see. Yeah. That, if that's the vision we have, and this is what we want to do, we're free to do that. Nobody's forcing us to say these all have to be action RPGs. No one's saying like, no, you're not allowed to make turn-based games anymore. Just leaving the door open to just say that each dev team, what their vision is and what they want to make is what you're going to get. And just saying that is like, it's just whatever they want to make. I like that approach because I don't want to feel like they're doing something like that they're not passionate about either. That's what I'm worried about. Make the game that you truly want to make and believe in, and hopefully the fans follow it. But that's encouraging because it would be cool to have, just their modern take on turn-based Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Gene, what do you think about this?
I don't know. It's a little tricky for me because I actually think Final Fantasy needs to be reined in a little bit, I think.
In what way? You mean like gameplay or the narrative or what?
Gameplay, I think mostly. I think it needs to, I think it really has a branding problem. I think people still don't really understand that Final Fantasy is an anthology series that's meant to be all different, but that's not a concept. People are like, oh, well, you never heard of an anthology series before? It's like, yeah, I think a lot of people have never heard of an anthology series before. I don't think people truly understand the concept, especially when it comes to video games, where there's just no expectations of what you're going to get. Every single thing could be up or down. Single thing could be just some new experiment or good or bad. And it's like, I think experimentation works if you're like a rapper, like if you're like Taylor Swift and you're just one person and you can just like kind of change identities or whatever. If you're Lady Gaga or something like that, right? I don't think a multi-million-dollar franchise has the same agility, can have the same agility as Madonna, changing eras every single time that she releases a new album or whatever, and that's where I'm kind of at. I think Final Fantasy actually does need a gooch, to kind of rein things in,
Yeah, I know.
I did appreciate that.
Yeah.
Just to say that like something like an album, a CD, obviously not to say a ton of work doesn't go into it, but when we know how long these dev cycles take on a game, it is true that it's like it's much riskier to really change things up. Taylor Swift is churning out albums like every 18 months. That bitch has got another album out, okay? She could do a reggae album, she could do a country album, and like people will be like, I didn't love it, but the next one's coming in 6 hours, the next one's gonna be out, right? It's not the same at all with video games, with how long they take right now to make. It's true, it's extremely risky to swap, snip, snap, Michael Scott's, vasectomy's getting reversed and put back.
Yeah. I think to me, that's kind of a part of the appeal of the franchise, though. And what makes it exciting for me is having this different, like not guaranteeing the same thing every time. And I like that a lot, especially because we don't get them very often. I wonder if it's mainly a name thing with a lot of this. Do you think Final Fantasy 16, having a 16 on there puts a lot of people off, which I could see. Someone's gonna be like, oh, it's fucking 16 of them already. Like, how am I supposed to hop into the 16th one?
I think name definitely trips people up. Look, I as someone who's enjoyed every single Final Fantasy, basically, right? I'm also of the same way, where it's like I love the variety, this variety pack of like experiences that I have, right? I mean, like, it's fine, but like I think just make them cheaper,
I think they spend too much money.
Stop thinking of Final Fantasy as the premier graphics series. You're not that anymore. You're done. That ship has sailed. So as opposed to focusing on being the most having these $100 million icon fights in FF16, which are incredible. Fucking love them. They're the best parts of the game. I totally get it, right? But it's like, could you have just made that a little cheaper to make it not look as good, but the choreography is as great and the music is as great and gameplay is as awesome, but it just doesn't have to look like, Clive doesn't have to look that realistic and the particle effects don't have to look that great.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, is this like admitting, could they maybe just admit that Final Fantasy might not take off the way they would like it to, but they could still make incredible games for their core fan base? Like they could make cheaper, slightly scaled down games for the core audience and just stop trying to make Final Fantasy happen. I'm not saying that it's not a big name, obviously, but stop trying to make it the next Call of Duty. It's never going to get that level of reach. It almost feels like their approach is, if we keep pouring money into it, this will take off like Madden. This will take off like Call of Duty. And that's not going to happen. And you could instead make incredible games for your fan base and not have to make them so fucking expensive, because it's not going to be the next Battlefield. All right. It just isn't.
Yeah. They clearly have like a budget and expectation problem there with their games.
Yeah.
Because like when your game sells 3 million in like a week on one platform, when like it was still relatively a newer platform, like what was it, 2022 or 3, something like that. And they're disappointed in the sales. It's like, come on, guys.
But
it's like, so the expectation is not, the Call of Duty is right in that like that's the whole problem with FF13. And FF13 was designed around the Call of Duty mentality, where it's like, oh, what if the game just made you go forward the whole time, and there's all these cinematic stuff that was happening, but it's very simple and you're just kind of moving forward and that's it, right?
The Resident Evil 6,
or Resident Evil 6, exactly. Like it's just Resident Evil 6 was exactly a Call of Duty mentality, but I think like now it's like Final Fantasy 16, they wanted to have the God of War mentality, where it's like God of War sells 15 million, 20 million. And they're looking at Final Fantasy 16, and it's like, why didn't we sell as much God of War? And you know what happened with God of War Ragnarok? They didn't sell enough that they needed to release it on PC, man. The margins weren't even enough that they need to re-release it on PC.
I mean, they put the first one on PC before Ragnarok
exactly,
came out too.
because the margins weren't enough.
Yeah, I mean, God of War on PS4 sold a fuck ton, but I mean, I don't know what their budget was for that game, but they put a lot of shit on PC now, I guess.
Yeah, because the margins aren't enough. Because they need to make more money, and it didn't sell enough on PS4 and PS5. This is what Jim Ryan told me. He's like, we are just simply not making enough money on our IPs. Period. We need to find more ways to make money out of our IPs. God of War made a lot of money. It didn't make enough money to satisfy the Sony shareholders. Yeah,
because they all want Call of Duties now.
Yeah, because it's like because that shit was expensive, and it's like, oh, we made like $50 million as opposed to like we could have made $200 million on this versus
Yeah, God of
like,
War has sold 23 million units as of November 2022.
Yeah, and that's a lot.
That's a fuck ton.
But again, going back to my other example, Luigi's Mansion sold $7 million less and cost way less. You don't see Nintendo be like, hey, well, we need to pump those numbers up. Let's put out Luigi's Mansion 3 on PC. No, they're not fucking doing that shit.
No,
because they're like, no, we sold enough on the Switch 1. That's good. Let's move on now.
Yeah, Nintendo's ever on PC, that'll be a wild day. I mean, from them, that'll be an insane day.
Yeah, I kind of want it to happen. Again, I'm
dude. If there was Nintendo games on PC, I would be so fucking happy.
Don't do this to me. Don't
Why?
say this
Chronicles
to me.
on PC. We need Xenoblade Chronicles on PC at least, and Fire Emblem.
No, you don't. They run just fine on the Switch Lite. All right, they're fine.
No, they run great. I just think that the PC audience will love them. The
PC audience is not real. All right, they're just a bunch of bots posting online saying they want the games. They're not real. Those aren't real people.
I support you.
The dead internet theory, and it's just every time someone says they're a PC gamer, it's just a bot. They're not real. You've been duped.
I support you.
I am a bot. That's true.
Brad bot. Oh my god, it's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see here. Just some Nintendo rumors I'm going to read here, but the reason I'm going to read these is because they're from a reliable source. This is like via Nate the Hate, who's been right about several Nintendo things, including like the price, the reveal day, and all that kind of stuff. So here's a couple of things he said. He reported this on his podcast on YouTube, so if you want to check that out, you can go look or listen to it. Nate said he's been told by his source that Nintendo Direct is scheduled to take place in July, but not until after Donkey Kong Bonanza launches on July 17th. Now, we've heard about Direct rumors coming out this month for a while. This makes total sense to me. You do it after Donkey Kong's out because you want all the marketing focused on Donkey Kong, all the attention on that kind of stuff. You don't want people necessarily thinking about what's coming down the line. But we still have a lot of information we need to hear about, including Metroid Prime 4 when that's coming out. So they got some explaining to do. Stop saying that. You stop.
It's not coming out, Brad. Can't you see it?
When it comes out,
doing it.
You'll give me $20 to Cheesecake Factory.
Oh my god, yeah, it's like a tier system. You get $20 on Metroid Prime, whatever comes out. You'll get another $10 if you collect all the fucking bananas or whatever.
Yeah. Also in the podcast, someone asked him about, or I believe his co-host or whatever, asked him about a lot of third parties not talking about their Switch 2 games. Like, I thought we would have heard a lot more stuff by the companies by now, like Microsoft and all that stuff. And he said Capcom, Sega, Ubisoft, Namco, and many others are just waiting. They have games they want to announce. Switch 2 has a lot of support coming. We've heard about this, though, from other companies, maybe some smaller ones not having dev kits even yet. Still waiting for that kind of stuff. That sounds like something Nintendo would do for some reason, because they're Nintendo, just make these companies wait forever. But if this is true, a lot more stuff like Capcom makes a lot of sense to support Switch. A lot of these companies have supported Nintendo in the past, so these all make sense to me. But yeah, it does seem more quiet than I expected on the third party front. Micah, what do you think about all this? The whole Direct thing, all the third party support, all that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just fucking waiting because what I have pre-ordered right now, like Donkey Kong's this week, okay, but it's like upcoming games, Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar, Final Fantasy Tactics. I think that's all I got pre-ordered for Switch. My other pre-orders are Borderlands 4 and that Silent Hill F. Is that what it's called? The one with the schoolgirl in it? That's the one I got pre-ordered right now for the rest of the year. Oh. And give me more Switch games. That's going to be my first Silent Hill game ever, by the way.
Okay.
I'm very excited. Something about that one. I said,
you don't want to play Remake too? Is it because it's on PlayStation?
Oh, I don't care. That's the one, like the weird guy, and he like didn't want to fuck his wife and whatever. Like, I don't want to deal with all that. I'm not dealing with that. So
yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, I'm waiting for like, what's the rest of the year gonna look like, Nintendo? What's holiday season gonna look like?
Pokemon ZA.
Give me the fucking games.
Yeah.
You know, because what we had talked about earlier, when we were like, oh yeah, like Ubisoft always like shows up really well for like a new Nintendo console, and it's like we're just fucking waiting.
Yeah, I think that was leaked about. I don't think it was officially announced, but Assassin's Creed. I want to say it was Outlaws officially announced. I can't recall. But that is supposedly coming to Switch 2. Oh boy, we'll see that on Switch 2. It will be interesting.
But yeah, so yes, give us a direct, please. Third-party companies start rolling out more stuff, please.
Yeah.
Gene, any thoughts about any of this?
Yeah, just don't screw up third party again this time, basically, right?
Yeah, don't do it.
But it's already happening with the game key card thing for me personally. So that's where I'm at. I think that there was I think someone said that I saw rumors that Red Dead Redemption 2 is definitely coming out for Switch 2.
Yeah, there's rumors of that.
That's kind of exciting. I'm not sure if I'm ready to play Red Dead Redemption 2 again. Ever.
I'll play Red Dead Redemption 2, not on Switch though. I'm not playing that on Switch. Come on, man. That's a showpiece. I want that visual fidelity for that game.
I mean, I'll probably... What if it's the only one that runs at 60 FPS on console?
Oh, on console? I'd play it on PC.
Yeah.
I've almost bought it on PC like 10 times because it's always on, on sale all the time.
Yeah, no, it runs great on Steam Deck. I played the hell out of it on Steam Deck for sure.
Yeah.
I kind of want to play it now, actually. But yeah, it's... Yeah, I don't know if I play it again on the Switch 2.
I only played it once, and that was right when it came out,
Same.
so I'd be willing to go back. It's been a long time.
I played it twice, and I played it twice, and I think that's enough.
That's enough, for sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty, final news story right here. Sad news. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 won't have an upgrade path.
That's not sad, Bradley.
Well, it's sad if you're someone like... someone who wants the Switch 1 cartridge because they like, or the box because they like the box and they want the cartridge because it has all in the game. But you want to play the Switch 2 version, so you can't even upgrade to get that. You can't.
Bradley, it's a little pixel art game. How much power could it need?
Just higher resolution.
Bradley, they're pixels.
But
there's no.
I need higher resolution pixels. Don't you understand, Micah? God. You remember Octopath had the more sparkly effects and looked better.
Yeah. Slightly, yeah. I had the sparkle effects.
I want the slightly looking better stuff. Micah, I'm not a fucking peasant who will settle for that, all right? I need the fidelity.
I will sadly settle for it. I will buy Dragon Quest 1
Peasants!
on the Switch 1. that's all the full game. I'm fucking buying it, Sorry, Switch 2 cartridge makers, but that's what you guys are doing right now to me.
Yeah.
So. It's gonna look fine.
It'll be fine. I know. But I'm not playing it on there.
Bradley.
No. Nope. No. No trophies? No. I want those trophies.
You don't want those trophies. They're
Dragon Quest trophies. Those are pristine trophies.
You don't want them. No.
Elegant trophies.
It's like kill even pink slimes, and nobody. You're like, fine. I gotta go find one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I'm not as crazy as Colin is. Like, I'm not gonna fucking go psychopath and kill myself getting a trophy. Like Death Stranding, but it's a nice little bonus.
Him playing Wild Arms 3 to get the platinum was one of the craziest months of our relationship. It really was like he was losing his mind.
Yeah. If I played handheld often, I would totally get on Switch. I just don't really play on the handheld very much. It's not how I prefer to play games.
That's how I prefer. So.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do. Just not me.
Yeah, it's Dragon Quest. It's got to be a Nintendo console for me. So.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I've literally been because I've been using the Switch 2 kickstand, and I've just been laying down on the sofa, and I set the Switch 2 up on my chest, and I'm just playing with the Pro controller.
A fat slob move. I like that.
Exactly.
The Wally adult move. Yeah, hell yeah.
The Wally adult move.
A Wally adult. Adults. Yeah. That's the move, man. That's the future I want. It's so funny that when everyone saw Wally and oh my god, look at that disgusting future for humanity. I'm just like, that looks fucking dope to me, man. Like, sign me up right now. Give me the Wally future. Dude,
we can get you critically obese if you want, Gene.
Exactly. Just chilling in my little chair that fucking flies around and shit like that. I'm just drinking soda and eating shit and like watching some good ass TV. Fuck yeah, dude. Sign me up.
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah. All right. Let's end the show with some write-ins from the audience. If you want to write into the show, I post a thread every Sunday on our Patreon calling for your submissions, so keep an eye out there. All right, this is from Footlong Donkey Kong. I think, was it Donkey Dong? Maybe I accidentally wrote Kong. Whatever. Good day to you, fine punch-uppers, and who else may be listening. I came across an interesting nugget of information, and I thought I would share it. As far as I'm aware, this is relevant to all Switch 2s. The battery icon does not display the accurate level, and it drains more quickly to the 1% than it should. It then sits on 1% for 30 minutes to an hour before dying. There's a quick fix to recalibrate. First, confirm you have the latest update. Then, power off the console and put into recovery mode by holding the plus and minus volume buttons while turning the Switch back on. The recovery menu will open, and then that's that. Or that's it. It's recalibrated. Then power off and back on normally. Thought I would present this to you in case nobody had already filled you in. Yours faithfully, Footlong Donkey Dong. Yeah, there it is. Footlong Donkey Dong.
Goodness.
Yep. Goodness. All right, so I don't know if any of you noticed this because you guys play handheld, but I just thought this was a PSA worth noting to some people out there because I know there was some battery shenanigans going on here with Switch 2. So, yeah, I guess you're having this problem.
I have not noticed. However, I'm a good egg. And when it says console battery low, I'm like, oh, you're hungry? And I go plug it in. So I haven't tested.
Like a baby.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like it's like when I'm driving and some people are like, don't worry, when it's on E, you still got 50 miles. It's like, fuck that, dude. I'm filling it up at like a quarter tank. Okay. Like we are not riding past that. We're going to fill this car. So when the Switch is like battery low, I'm like, I got to hit a save point. I'll plug you in. Don't worry, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I usually do for
So I haven't, if that is happening to me, like I haven't noticed that at 1%, you still got 30 minutes to play with.
Some people live on the edge, Micah.
Yeah, living in the danger zone.
Yeah.
Walking on the razor's edge.
That's right.
Pushing it to the limit.
All right. Thank you, Footlong Donkey Dong. Great name. It's from Cody Herb. My fellow Kongs. While we're all sitting here donkeying our Kongs waiting for Cody DK Bananza, I was curious what everyone's favorite Donkey Kong game is. Mine is Donkey Kong Country 2. Thanks for the banana, slamming, good times, and laugh each week. Cody from the Hawkeye State. P.S. What do you think that its Metacritic score will be? All right, let's start with favorite Donkey Kong game. Mike, I know you've played all the Donkey Kong games, so you got to tell me what's your favorite Donkey Kong game.
I'm a big fan of his work in Mario Kart.
Okay, nice.
Tropical Freeze was too difficult, okay? I gave it a college try, all right? But it was fucking a game. That game fucking flipped me in half, all right? So, like, I don't have a favorite Donkey Kong game. Maybe it'll be this one. Maybe this is it, much like my Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, okay? I doubt that I'll go back to the really difficult Donkey Kong games, so maybe this will make me a Kong fan, the way Zelda Echoes of Wisdom made me a Zelda fan.
Excellent. That's good news. Gene, what's your favorite Donkey Kong game?
Easy. Donkey Kong 94.
Oh, the Game Boy game, yeah.
Yeah, the Game Boy game.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Just an expansion of the original Donkey Kong arcade game. I thought it was excellent.
It is excellent.
I thought the puzzles were so good. The music was excellent. It just has a special place in my heart. I was 13 years old when that came out, and it was just definitely one of my favorite games at the time. And after that, Donkey Kong Country, Cog and I were talking about offline. His Cog is a Sega Genesis kid, but he remembers the day that Donkey Kong Country came out, and he was like, "Oh shit!"
He was shook.
I picked the wrong side. When you look at that and it's like, oh man, there's nothing on the Genesis that looks that good. And Donkey Kong Country was kind of like the first, quote unquote, play it loud era of Super Nintendo, where Nintendo was really getting its swagger back, and they're like, no, Super Nintendo is just as fast as Sonic the Hedgehog. They don't believe that blast processing bullshit.
Yeah.
Check out Donkey Kong shooting out of these barrels like just fast as hell too. It's the same thing, and it looks just way better, and the game was just so much better too. So
yeah,
it's Donkey Kong Country is a total classic. DKC 2 is also great too.
Yeah, I think DKC 2 is my favorite out of the OG Country games.
Yeah,
I think Tropical Freeze is my favorite now, but I always have a soft spot for Country 1 and 2.
I gotta play Tropical Freeze, but
Tropical Freeze slaps, dude.
Yeah, I gotta finish
fucking
that.
rules.
Especially now that I'm a Donkey Kong. Obviously, now my favorite Donkey Kong game is
Bonanza.
Donkey Kong Bananza. This is easily the best Donkey Kong game ever made. 1,000%, like miles and miles ahead.
Music to my ears. Yeah. Finally, my day has come.
It truly is, like, for Donkey Kong fans, like this is it, man. This is like it literally doesn't get better than Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like, this is a perfect game, just as perfect as Astrobot, but I like it way better than Astrobot, honestly.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Just quickly, Metacritic score prediction. What do you think, Micah?
It's just a number out of 100.
Yes. High 80s,
I'm
low
give
90s.
It a 97. Like
97? Oh, shit. Okay, wow.
Elden Ring meme number.
Elden Ring meme number. Gene, what do you think?
I will say 92 because someone will probably complain about women representation somehow.
Yeah, man. That shit's so dumb, dude. Whenever I read that stuff, what they're complaining about.
Yeah.
Like, what? The photo mode in Death Stranding 2? Like, what? What? These girls are just goofing off, having fun.
Yeah, someone will complain about the sexualization of Poppy Kong, the really, like, you know, the sexy, the Kong member
sakes,
of the Void Company, you know?
Get fucking help, man.
Yeah. Look at that. It's like, man, that is the objectification of monkey pussy right there.
Oh, man.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Something less gross is, like, saying donkey dong is funny, but Donkey Kong pussy is just like, I don't know, man. I didn't even like saying that.
I'm surprised you did.
I had to. That's my duty as the host.
I thought about the old Dave Chappelle joke where he's like they figured out that we all got AIDS because one dude decided to fuck a monkey. Like that was the best excuse we came up with. Like who does that? Like who is into human pussy on Tuesday and he's like, I think I'm gonna fuck a Chim Chim on Friday actually too. You know, like there's no person that goes to fuck monkeys and then goes to fuck like a woman afterwards. Like who does that?
There's a lot of sick fucks
if you're
out
into
there.
Monkey pussy, it's like it's monkey pussy all day, every day for you. You know.
God.
We gotta move on, dude. I'm gonna say 91 is my bet for Metacritic. Okay, this is from Ricky Retardo. That's his name, guys. I have to read it. Hey, folks, I just took my Switch 2 out in public for the first time. Should I feel ashamed for being a 36-year-old playing Xenoblade Chronicles while waiting for my car to be served or serviced? I felt slightly dorky, but damn, those 2 hours flew by fast. With how long some of these JRPGs are, anytime I can get time in, it's precious. What public spaces do you feel comfortable playing your Switch without feeling like a fucking dweeb? Thanks for your time and keep it up. Well, I'm not a pussy, so I don't feel embarrassed anywhere playing anything. I don't give a shit. But that's just me.
But also, Brad doesn't leave his house.
That's true. I don't leave my house. No, I do leave my house all the time. Every day I get out. I have to leave my house every day. I can't stay inside all day. I don't know how people do it.
Oh, dude. I love having like a 2-day stretch and not leaving the house.
I can't do that, man.
It's so good.
I at least have to like go outside and walk around or something.
Oh yeah, like I go outside. The dogs, I must go outside.
Yeah, of course. You have dogs.
Not having to get in the car and go somewhere. Sweet Jesus.
Do you have a doggy door?
No.
Oh.
No. Cripes. They'd probably fucking. I don't want to consider what they would do with that. They're very stupid. I love these dogs to death. They're very stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Gene, what do you think about this? Are you comfortable playing in spaces on your Switch too?
Yeah, I haven't. Here's the thing: I don't really play video games out in public all that often. You know,
maybe at the airport or something. I don't know.
At the airport. Then yeah, if it's at the airport or at the Amtrak station, I don't give a shit about who's there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't bring my Switch 2 really anywhere, like unless I was doing something like that. But
Yeah. I haven't brought my Switch 2 anywhere, but like for the Switch 1 or the Steam Deck, I would just whip it out and just play whatever I want. I don't care. So, and
like as
Xenoblade
long as
Chronicles is great. Like, that's base. You should be totally be proud.
like,
I don't understand why Xenoblade Chronicles has this like stigma of like, oh, it's for children, or oh, it's lolly, and it's like, no, it's not. It's just
it's not.
It's Final Fantasy basically. You know, that's it.
Don't let Xenoblade 2 fool you. Those character designs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like I'm playing a fucking My Little Pony game. Maybe if I was playing that, then I'd be embarrassed. But I'm not playing that trash.
Be ashamed of that. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you should be. Be ashamed. Shame. All right. Thanks for writing in, Ricky Retardo. This is from JP. Hello, Bwadwi, Mikey, and Eugene. Gene has recently been mentioning Oscar bait video games, with Expedition 33 and Death Stranding 2 being some of the recent examples that have some of that DNA. PlayStation is definitely known for these types of games, with The Last of Us being the most notable. Xbox has also tried this, Hellblade 2 being a recent example. My question is, what is Nintendo's Oscar bait video game? If they haven't had one yet, what would your pitch for one be? Thanks. I'll put Dollman Chris in a jar for later and listen.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah. So people have asked me what Oscar bait means, or awards bait, and it is basically any game that's like The Last of Us. Basically.
Any game that's very sad and depressing.
Very sad, serious.
It's artsy.
It's serious. These deal with serious
Dramas.
issues. There's no time for jokes. There's no time for fourth wall breaking or whatever. So I mean, that's the one thing that Death Stranding 2 is different from Expedition 33. Is that Expedition 33 like doesn't have like a lot of jokes, versus Death Stranding 2 is
it does have jokes.
Like one of the funniest, stupidest games of all time. Like just a shit ton of jokes and always like breaking the fourth wall. But basically, it's The Last of Us or Hellblade too, which is why I make fun of Hellblade all the time. You know, because it's like, oh, it's so sad and weepy and stuff like that. So like Nintendo doesn't really have that. The closest thing would be like video game awards bait, which is a Zelda, but like, calling that is disingenuous because like Zelda is awards bait because it's great. And awards bait can be great. This is coming from me, someone who fucking loves The Last of Us. I love The Last of Us. I'm a huge Last of Us mark. I buy every single dumbass version of The Last of Us there is, right? So I'm not even saying Oscar bait like derogatorily. It's just like that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Awards,
No, exactly. A female-led story. Maybe we throw in some sort of minority aspect. Like it's just one of those when you tick all those boxes, and people would be aghast if it wasn't even mentioned, let's say, But then you have a game like Hellblade, and it's like, what does it win for? The voice acting. Not the fucking gameplay, not anything else, because it had a really great voice actress. It's like, congratulations, Microsoft, you're good at hiring people.
Yeah, I guess Xenoblade Chronicles would be the closest thing because Xenoblade Chronicles deals with really, really serious issues.
It's like the most dramatic. I suppose.
There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of crying. There's a lot of really sad music and sad dramatic events that happen in that thing. But because it's anime, it's never going to win any awards. That's pretty much it. So
it's true.
Because anime, because it's cartoons, and cartoons can't be serious. You have to look like Joel Miller. You have to look like a 50-year-old white man to do anything, or a crying white woman. Which is Hellblade. And Xbox doesn't have too much of that, actually. Hellblade, it really is kind of it, Gears of War is not it. So
It could have been in the theory that 4 and 5 being led by like a female main character, and I think she's some sort of brown,
Kate.
But
some sort of brown.
well, I don't know her ethnicity, but she's not white.
Yeah.
But that's also nondescript. That could be. It's like, I don't know. That could be a million different things.
Yeah. Gears of War too. Is just too like base like violence too. It's just about shooting monsters. So it's
still a bro shooter at the end of the day.
Still a bro shooter.
You slap a woman on it, it's still a bro shooter.
It has Oscar bait aspirations, but it's never going to be that because of what it is. Whereas The Last of Us, it's like, no, you can just remove the zombies and it'll just be just an effect of a story. It's like, just fucking remove the zombies then, just fucking remove the zombies, and the zombies are barely a thing, which is what a lot of people complain about the HBO show, And the HBO show is anything that resembles an HBO show, which again is The Last of Us. Look at Pedro Pascal; he just got nominated for the Emmy for Best Dramatic Actor, and he was in like 2 episodes. You know?
Yeah,
He was in
funny.
2 episodes and like barely in like one of them, or like I guess three technically, but yeah.
That's funny as fuck.
So that's what Oscar bait is. And yeah, Nintendo kind of doesn't really have one. Nintendo doesn't do that. They make video games, you know.
Yeah, they don't really have one that I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys can be like, oh, actually, from this generation, N64 game, Kirby. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one where somebody called Kirby the N-word and he cried. And it's like, all right,
called him the pink word. The P word.
Yeah, and it was about the societal collapse of blah, blah, blah. And like, no, Nintendo doesn't make those types of games, you know? They're not going to make a game like fucking Days Gone, you know? Like,
right.
Imagine if Nintendo made a game like Days Gone, or like even Ghost of Yote, you know? Like Ghost of Yote is another one where it's like, oh man, look at this sad woman. She's on this quest to avenge her family and reattain her honor, blah blah blah, fuckity blah, you know. And so you just give me a cool weapon and give me some throats to slit. That's it. That's all I care about, you know.
That's why From Software's the best. They're just like, yeah, you're just some fucking scrub. That's it. Mm-hmm. You're tarnished. Good luck.
Yeah.
Everyone talks shit to you the entire game.
Yeah, we're racist against you.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do about it? Oh, I'm just going to level up to level 300 and kill you. And like, okay, yeah, cool. Awesome. That's video games right there.
All right, this is from the Grubermeister. Yo, punchy people, I have a question for Gene. As someone who has worked in PR for various businesses and industries as a career, I'm curious which video game companies you found most helpful, insightful, friendly, and easiest to collaborate with. I believe a good PR person is there to help make a journalist's life easier, acting as a sympathetic and supportive liaison. Sadly, there are many PR professionals who lose sight of this goal. And given that this is a Nintendo podcast, how has it been working with their team in particular? Thanks in advance for any perspectives you feel comfortable sharing. As someone working outside of the game industry, I've always been curious. I'll hang up and stomp some Goombas now.
Sounds like someone knowledgeable about PR, I think, to speak that authoritatively and confidently about it. Great question. The company that comes to mind, the first and foremost, is PlayStation. PlayStation is excellent about making sure that I get codes, making sure that I get enough time, giving me the interviews I need, and they're just great. They're always available, even when it comes to like controversial topics. Like, for example, like when I had to contact them for Bungie and like the plagiarism scandal thing, right? Mm-hmm. They were like, they responded like, check out the tweet, you know, which is fine, but at least they responded, you know, and instead of ignoring. Xbox is also good too. Xbox is famously too good in that you know their executives can't shut the hell up, right? But Xbox is good. The Activision portion of Xbox has been really, really good. It seems like Activision has its own PR activities separate from Xbox, and they're fantastic. They give me all kinds of sources and like Grubweiser said, making my life a lot easier, to making certain stories just better and just easier to work with, right?
Yeah.
Regarding Nintendo's actually been pretty good to me, although you know they have been frustrating sometimes, mostly because of just how secretive they are, and just like for example, like the Miyamoto interview, you know, like it had to be like in this like hushed away room, and like everybody had to like be quiet, and like I'm surrounded by people like lawyers and PR people like all taking notes.
It's like you're going to a nuclear inspection site looking at nuclear bombs.
Feels like like there's more pomp and circumstance for interviewing Miyamoto than there would be for interviewing the president, for example. Honestly, like literally, like I'm talking literally. Like I've never seen like any politician get that much like attention in terms of prep than a Nintendo executive, they're like their most important employee ever, which is Miyamoto, right? Mm-hmm. Even when I interviewed Koji Kondo, you know, this was at the DICE Summit, right? And you know, I got the exclusive interview with Koji Kondo because Kondo was you know, the composer of Mario and Zelda and Donkey Kong and all of our favorite songs on Nintendo. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame for the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences. And when I did the interview, they cleared out the whole like hall or like room. Like nobody was allowed even outside to like talk and like mingle. They just cleared all that out so me and Kondo can like be in this little like back room to talk quietly, basically. And then everybody's looking and was like, "Oh, where's Gene going? Why is Gene the only person in that big ass like hall or whatever?" And it's like, it's because I'm talking to Kondo, and they made sure they cleared out everyone for that, you know. So Nintendo's hard to work with because they don't just trust anybody, you know. But because I was able to earn their trust, thank you Nintendo. Then they've been really easy to work with too.
Yeah, when I was in technically the press and stuff like that, Nintendo was good with us at the beginning, but then a lot of those like leaks happened and like people breaking embargo and stuff, and we stopped getting stuff early. I think if you're like a mainstream press thing, like you are, Gene, at Washington Post, they're probably much more willing to work with you and stuff like that. And obviously, you worked with them a long time, so that's helped. Mm-hmm. But when I personally didn't work with many PR people individually too much because when I was working there, Daniel Bloworth would do most of that. But I did work with some of them frequently. And at the time, Square Enix, I used to work with a lot, and they were great to me a lot. But yeah, I don't really work with PR that much anymore. So
yeah, Square's been good too. Square's been pretty chill, and they make sure that I get a lot of different heads up on different things.
Yeah.
They were definitely helpful in terms of like the remake, FF7 remake and rebirth cycles, you know, and FF16 too, you know. And I've been invited to all the events, I just can't go. So yeah. Who else? I think that's about it, really. Everyone else is just fine, and a lot of them use third-party agencies as well. You know,
yeah,
Capcom.
A lot of them do. Like Square uses like 47 and stuff like that.
Yeah, Square, Capcom.
Yeah, most of them. A lot of them do.
Almost all of them use it. Yeah.
Yep.
Ubisoft's weird. Because they like lately they've been wanting us to stream the games through, you know, through a streaming platform. I'm forgetting the name, just forget for it. But it's a popular streaming platform. But it's like that's how I need to play Star Wars Outlaws and
Parsec, is that what it is?
Yeah, Parsec. Yeah. Exactly. Yes. So I had to play through Parsec, and it's like, God, it sucks, man. like
yeah, because it's like over the internet. Just for if anyone's over
the internet.
It's not like you're going to an event.
Yeah, like the delay is bad. Like it looks, it's fuzzy. Nothing I do is consequential, so I have no ownership over any of my actions. So just feels bad. That's another reason why I didn't want to go to the Death Stranding 2 a press event over at Kojima Productions. Obviously, it would have been great to see Kojima again and get to tour his office. But like in terms of coverage, I'm like, I don't think the best way to play Death Stranding 2 is locked in Kojima Productions and playing it for 30 hours.
Sure,
you know, like. Big part of Death Stranding is getting invested into what you're doing. You know?
I don't think, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not as dependent on like coverage like that for your job, are you?
No, not really. It depends. Like my preview of Zelda and like huge games will work, but like smaller games like that, like that's not gonna do it. You know. If they make it easy for me, then yeah. Like you know, I went up to New York City just to play Final Fantasy 16 early. You know.
Yeah, I went there too.
Yeah.
All right. Last writing here is from Eugene Aka. Greetings, double fisters. I have a dilemma.
That's really clever. Eugene Aka. Eugene Aka.
Eugene Aka. Yeah, his picture is like Eugene Aka in jail, I think, his avatar.
That's fantastic.
I have a dilemma. I need some words of wisdom. Recently, I picked up a PS5 Pro and a Nintendo Switch 2 and have been having a lot of fun playing both. My dilemma comes in the capabilities of my 75-inch 4K TV, as of it's now 4 years old, and I've discovered it maxes out at 60 hertz at full 4K resolution. Is it time to bite the bullet and find a decent 4K VRR 128 86-inch display to take full advantage of my new console? Am I missing out, or should I sit silently and count my blessings? Thanks. I'll slit my head and listen. Whoa. Eugene Aka, it just is like, do you have the money to spend on this? I guess if you don't need it. If I have a ton of money or just had the disposable income, fuck yeah, I'd do that. Buying a 4K VRR 86-inch TV would be insane. That's like a massive fucking TV.
That's a massive TV.
And it depends how into tech you are. Like if you want all those crazy features like that. Like I don't think Switch 2 has VRR outside of the the handheld mode. I don't think. I could be wrong. I'm not sure 100%. Don't quote me on that, and don't correct me there. I'm not going to read it.
Quote it, and tweet it.
I'm not going to read it. I'm going to ignore all that. But I mean,
think
yeah,
you're right. I don't care. So yeah.
Yeah, but like PS5 definitely has some VR and stuff like that. It just depends if you're really into that kind of stuff. I think it's really cool, but I'm really into tech stuff like that. Most people aren't, like Micah. So,
oh, dude, last night I was playing Switch with my glasses off. All right.
Oh, jeez.
I cannot express to you how little I give a fuck about how it looks.
You
I
beat
didn't even
Kingdom
have my
Come
glasses
on Switch. I know.
But yeah, if you want the George R.R. Martin TV, go ahead and get it.
Yeah. If you got them income, sure, go for it. But
the thing about TVs is that like TVs, it feels like year over year they get 1,000 times stronger. So it's like, I don't know, buy one and lock in. But just be aware, as we all know, that like 6 months later is going to be a TV that's like 13,000 times better. And it's going to be cheaper because TVs are stupid cheap right now. There's something going on.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, hey, yeah, if you got the money, sure, go for it, man. All right, that's it. We're done, guys. Another episode in the books. Thank you both for joining me. It's fun to chat with you two. As always, Donkey Kong is on the horizon for me and Micah. Once again, if you want to see Gene's review, which I guess he'll have in Washington Post, check that out.
Mm-hmm.
He'll have his Donkey Kong review if you want to read that. So I encourage that. All right. Before we go, any final thoughts from either of you?
I just want to welcome my new Roomba, which if you've seen on Twitter, he's named Roomba ga Gotoku after the Yakuza studio.
Yes, that's funny.
And he's doing a great job.
Oh, that's a
Loving
great name.
new
Oh my
Roomba.
God. Wow.
He has a camera, right? So you can see the dog
He has a
poop.
camera, so he hopefully won't run over poop. He doesn't. It's really cool though. Like genuinely, I've been holding off a long time on getting like the upgraded Roomba, and it's crazy though. Like it won't run over like a power cord if you forget to pick something up.
Wow.
Like the old Roomba, you know, God rest his soul, both of them. They would like bump into the dog dish. It didn't matter that the dog dish was in the same place every single day. It would bump into it. It's like, or like the shoe rack. It's like it mapped out your house, but it's still, I don't know. It's like it didn't fucking remember everything. This one with the camera, it's like it will never run over a pair of shoes. It doesn't bump into the dog's water dish. Like it's actually pretty fucking nuts. The only caveat that we've experienced is we used to run the old Roomba at 3 a.m. And now that this has the sensor, it needs a little bit of light. It doesn't need a lot, but it needs a little light because I know like it will not run in the darkness. So, you know, I just made it run now. It runs at like 7 a.m. So it's bright, but we're loving it. So welcome home, Roomba. And, you know, God rest the other two.
Dustman.
Roomba-san and Dustman.
Yeah. Rest in peace. Anything from Eugene, or should we just get out of here?
Not much other than the TV debate from Yuji Naka. Like I've been thinking about getting a new TV too. I have a 55-inch 60 hertz TV. It's an old TV from 2018. It's a Sony TV. I do want to replace it, but it still works good. Like but I do want an OLED screen. You know.
Yeah, I have one. I mean,
Black Friday is coming.
Of OLEDs. Yeah, it's the way to go.
But they're still kind of expensive, you know. And it's like. I also kind of want to move, and it's like if I move, then I might just wait until getting that first, you know, and just deal with this TV. You know, the OLED. I have a Steam Deck OLED, so if I want to see OLED, I can just hop onto the Steam Deck and do that. So
yeah,
or play the Switch One.
Switch One, yeah.
Play
I mean, you'll get those Switch One versions, so yeah, you might as well.
Dragon Quest 1 and 2 and Raido on the Switch One.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's lighter. You know, it'll feel so. Dude, the Switch One feels so light compared to the Switch 2 now. Now that I'm actually playing Switch 2, finally, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking forward to. I was supposed to take a trip home next month. That's been canceled. But I was like, oh, sweet, I'll bring the Switch Lite with me, and it was just going to be an excuse to bring it out. But now, you know, I don't really have an excuse to use it.
Just use it. Just use it.
I mean, I might for like Story Seasons Grand Bazaar.
Don't let me find out though.
I'll tell you. I'm just gonna start Breath of the Wild on that fucking thing. You watch.
I hate you. Kick you off the show. Try to.
Everyone else would be like very pleased.
Yeah, everyone else would be very pleased. They just want me to suffer. That's my role. All right, we're out of here, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week. Take care and goodbye. Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Bradley Ellis. My co-hosts are Gene Park and Micah Moriarty. The show is edited and produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Punching Up, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we're grateful for your kind contributions and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.